Doesn't mean I can't still
make jokes. So, announcement, I'll say it again when Liam is here. This one is more smaller one. I already told some of you guys as I've seen you face to face because it was just on my mind. Is XP is going to be handled a little bit differently because although I was saying that like XP is not halved for people that don't make it for camping too, and it's just all people have fallen behind and gotten ahead mysteriously. So we're going to zero out at 4. Besides Amy, because due to a surgery coming up, she will be gone for a few sessions. So she's going to be slightly ahead just to make sure she doesn't fall behind. Besides that, everyone, if you're not already a level 4, which I know you are not, it's only 2 people that are, go ahead and go up to level 4 and zero out. Each session that there's going to be, it's going to be 4% of what you need to level up. So if you guys had no combat, it would take 25 sessions for a level. But with combat, you will be getting more XP, which will roughly be 6-7% of what you need at the end of the session for level up. So allows me to pace you guys, allow me to track you much easier, and allows for a much more natural build up and level up of you guys that I don't have to stress about, and neither do you. Just makes it nice and easy, set level every single time. So that's how XP is going to be run, unless there's a huge big reason to change that.
Reminds me I need to like actually make ANETH a like physical character sheet because the app is just
yes, app can be difficult and nondescript sometimes.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. Is me and you at a time both forgot that you took a level in Bard, although we had like both talked about it and we agreed that that would be a perfectly fine idea. So we had completely forgot. Technically, it was a little bit weird because, like I said, we were kind of doing weird stuff with ANETH. Are you wanting just to be 4 levels of Rogue, or are you still wanting to go Bard? How are you wanting to handle that?
I think I'm gonna go just straight Rogue.
Okay.
So I will take care of that when I get home today.
And once again, you can level up. So that's one thing I wanted to monitor face to face for health rolls and seeing where you're at right now.
So, I'm already at level 4 because I had that 1 level in Bard. I think I leveled up last time we got together.
Gotcha. All right. Interesting.
So.
Perfectly fine then.
Yeah.
Leave it as is, and then I'll help you build ANETH out of it. Also, sent you, and I sent you longer backgrounds. It took me a while. Sorry about that.
I haven't really gotten the chance to look at it, but I will today.
Perfectly fine. It took me a while to get around to doing it. It's only from everything we talked about, but I know me and you were going to talk about more. So I said that it would, like, my last bit is I know this will, like, then just get back to you when you can. What did you think of it? Because that was everything we talked about.
Yeah.
Hammered out.
We just I believe.
I know I sent you a text saying screams in all known languages. Because yours took me a while to finesse.
Sorry for having such a complicated character.
No, I'm happy because you told me that you wanted to go like in depth and really try to build this character, and I wanted to give you meat to the bones that you gave me.
This is like
so I hope you're happy.
my shoulder.
And if you want to add to, just take back, ask questions.
Yep.
Do you want a plate? Full stuff.
I'm just snacking. I don't think I'm gonna have the bread. Cheese or me. I ate a big lunch, so.
I had 5 Guys fries for lunch.
Ooh, that sounds great.
I cooked
They're all
what
good.
I normally cook, which is like meat, eggs,
I
cheese
went to order
for
because I
protein.
DoorDashed it because I didn't
And
feel like going anywhere
salad
that
with
time.
feta,
And
craisins, and a little bit of vinaigrette. And then
I'm so smart. Anyway,
banana with
I had
peanut butter, and then a little bit ago
like
I
totally
had a
forgotten
pear.
about it.
So.
And so I went
I'm
back
pretty
into
good.
like just like scrolling
I'm
through
snacking on
TikTok and
grapes.
doing my own thing, and all of a sudden I get a knock on my door, and I was like,
If you want,
"They're
you
not
have to
supposed to
say,
be
feel
home until
free.
Monday. What's going on?" Because like my roommates are out on vacation.
I'm saying if you want to play
And so I
it.
started like panicking, and then I went to
Okay.
the door, and I saw just like my very small bag,
I
and
believe
a
that.
bottle of Coke next to
Yeah,
the
don't
door,
doubt
and
you
I was
for a
like,
second.
"Nice surprise."
Stone cold on him.
Like, I forgot about that.
And then
Someone-
I think I put myself
someone's
into a
going
food
for a
coma
piece, you
because I
just
got a
hit
large
him with the
fry,
stunner.
and you know, Five Guys fries are huge. And so
Yeah.
I ate the whole thing, and then I was like, wow, I'm really tired, and then I knocked out. And I woke up at like 3-ish. I was like, I gotta hit the road.
Do we have enough chairs? I think we're 1 short. But we have an answer to that. Liam and Nate are going to arrive. Lane is right there.
Oh.
So we need 1 more.
Maybe we should have taken that flash march to?
Where we want to put it.
Oh no, there's a chair right here. There's 1, 2, and then 3.
Yeah, there is a chair there, yeah. But I'm saying at the table.
1, 2, 3. We can scoot over this way.
Okay.
Or not.
I was thinking there's already 3 people on this side. It would make sense to 3 on that side.
They're. How are you gonna fit them in the corner? Are you even talking about just being
Nate
on the
is
corner?
a small human being.
This is
It's
very
Nate.
true.
Yeah.
Nate can probably fit right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that is my
Levi,
thought
you might
process.
hand me
is
the rest
two
of my
people that are
game
missing
stuff.
are both human beings that are half the height of the tallest people here.
Not quite.
No. Nate's like at my hip.
Well,
That,
That
yeah,
means roughly
half
half
your
your
height.
and Nate is
So
surprisingly.
big.
I always
Nate's a
mix it up.
halfling.
I always am
so
surprised, but
mean.
Nate is taller than Liam.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's a
really?
surprising thing.
Yeah.
Standing next to each other, Liam is a good 1.5 inches shorter than Nate, and he even admits it. He goes,
Yeah.
"It makes me angry, but it's true."
They're leaving? Oh, yeah, my charger.
Yeah, I'm grabbing that.
He's like, I'm working on it.
I'm just trying to remember if I forgot anything.
Lace, the great.
I was joking with those two at a time. I go, I can't wait till like a synopsis of the finale of this campaign years down the road, where COIL is grown up and exactly 1.5 inches taller than Karen.
Please let that be canon.
How tall are Tabaxis normally?
Tabaxis are normally humanoid height. They can fluctuate in their range.
Are you shocked that I turned down food?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not that hungry.
What is wrong with you?
I agree.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do it.
Dude, brain too big, head hurt.
Okay, I'll pause it for a second.
Exactly.
How does
I
that
had to
sound?
yell at my work because they're like, hey, can...
Welcome back, everyone. Greetings, friends. Welcome to Tales of Ithalian. We're a group of nerds and odd ducks play D&D. I'm your storyteller, JARON. It's been a while, but I don't think there's really any updates to supply besides that we will probably be losing a member for a while after this session. So we're here to have a good time, no matter how long it is. Without further ado, get comfy, and let's begin. Last we left off, the menagerie had begun to delve into the nameless catacombs, entering empty room after empty room, this place simply being a resting place of many souls. They traveled into a room full of cells and chained remains of guard dogs, with a thick door that had been forcibly opened. They then had a close call with the grave golem that crawled its way into that room forcibly, remaining out of his sight. You entered through this doorway and went down a flight of stairs for quite some time, at this point descending for quite a while, before you reached a hall of prison cells with coffins hanging from chains from the ceiling, and a large door with a sundial-like device in front of it. The door held writing, telling you to speak the name of the wife of this cruel lord that lies in this catacomb. After quite a bit of talking, it was noticed that you were not alone, as a figure stitched together from several bodies was watching and waiting on all of you. You slowly cornered this figure in one of the cells, thinking that it was going to be a simple beat-up, until it stood taller than most of you. A Sohant detached its hand while none of you were looking to begin to turn the dial, waking up the undead above. A fight ensued, with the Sohant calling the grave golem down. Although victory was won, you lost your quarry as the Sohant escaped during the fight, leaving the hand. You then went back up, tired, defeated, beaten, without a name to adore. Although COIL had mentioned dealing with certain spirits in the fight that were trying to whisper him a name. At this given point of going nowhere and bickering amongst each other in the graveyard, the spirit simply told you to leave. Appreciative of your efforts, and even giving you a gift before you left. One of his items. Upon seeing the rest of his items, you decided to promptly head back into the catacombs, giving it one more try. Having spoken the name in front of the spirit was reminded of the name to enter the door, Arenda. You gave a broken man a piece of him back. And that is where we left off. So, marching order, please, as you once again delve back into the nameless catacombs. As you walk, ANETH, you are attuning to Autumn's Fallacy, this beautiful dagger, curled and curved. It looks to be this scaled, almost rainbow hue to the hilt. As you walk with it looking, the gift KELSION gave you just a few minutes ago. And DATH'TAN, staring at this long, broad sword made of pure silver in the hilt of a deep, dark wood, the carving of a wolf head poking out of it with dark brown gem eyes. It is taking you a while. It has some heft, but you're beginning to feel a connection.
Goes to the back of the marching order.
The roper will appreciate this.
I'm sure it will.
I'll go first.
What are you so scared of?
I'll go.
Yeah,
Death.
walking with 20
I'll go
inches right now. You're a
Sneeze
tank.
and go
Second.
by.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go second.
You're a
You and
dragon.
me, buddy.
Or you're a Tiefling.
So who's up front? Marching order.
I can still sneeze.
SAAKA leading the way.
I'm second.
Okay, KELSION following suit.
Yeah.
Who's going third?
In that case,
ANETH is third.
4,
Why am I fourth? Okay.
5, 6, 7.
Okay. Child in front of the wizard. So just for the audio listeners who cannot see fingers being pointed. SAAKA, KELSION, ANETH, DATH'TAN, CAEDRIK, COIL, Care. I'm on top of my game today, guys.
You got
Wow.
names down, buddy.
Yeah.
You did it.
Names are hard, but you
I'll be
got it.
rear guard.
Good job.
Yeah.
Rear guard's an important job.
Hey, you're
So
a 20
we need
HP
to-
wizard. You might as well be frontlining.
Should have stuck.
What are you
Satyr in the
staring
very
at?
back.
Cries in 16 HP.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So, I won't go through the whole thing again, but I will quickly go over a quick synopsis of the room that you guys have all been. As you enter this main chamber, it is a wider hall stretching on for over 200 feet. The dark stone is somewhat smoothed over, but you do see the still small cuts of the worked stone into it. You see small darkened rods are cutting into the walls of the stone, rising up into the ceiling, creating sections to each stacked stone within the hall. As you look to the ceiling itself, you once again see the numerous stone coffins that are hung above you, chains keeping each one in place. However, they are swung open and empty, as the bodies that were in them fell, and are now broken and cut into pieces on the floor. Along with a massive pile of rubble made of tombstone, rock, and metal gate. You see the broken, cracked face of the grave golem looking just out of the rubble, one part of the eye, pieces of bone still falling out of its mouth. No sign of the spirits or screams that you heard upon its death. You see the several cells that line this hall, each cell having holes in each wall, still darkened, still about shoulder to head height. You continue on. You reach the dial with the letters on it. Look up to the large metal door once again in the writing. And you now know what name must be spelled. Care what you see is looking at what this sundial-like device that must be taken by hand. It seems to have some smoothed over, splotched out marks. However, there is letters written around it.
Standing in the back of the party, message to SAAKA like, I think you're in front of the party, right? Can you do the sundial thing?
Why me?
Because you're in front.
I step back and I push KELSION towards the door. So you do it.
Against the door?
Yeah.
So you're thrown past the sundial or pushed ahead of it.
That
Stop
was
yourself.
a bit too far.
I'm not sorry.
I will, considering it is fresh in your minds, I will remind you that it is a renda.
I couldn't remember.
Yes. It's been a month and a half for us folks.
I had one way of remembering it, and I couldn't remember how to branch off from there.
How did you forget that?
Because I had the reference name in my head, but I didn't have the branch name in my head.
Gotcha.
Did you have like the name that you thought up?
I used
Ben.
No, I had the name I based the guess off of. So I guess I'll
Well, it was like
go to the sundial
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
Try to spell it out.
It is a bit heftier than you thought to turn it, but you do have the strength as you continue turning. R, E, turning it back, N, D, A.
As this is happening, can I turn around and see if we're being watched or anything? Just make a perception
Make a
check.
perception check, yeah.
Thank you. 26.
26, yeah. Turning around, looking, no sign, no settling and movement of dust like you caught last time.
Okay.
If this being had followed you back in there, it is being more careful or it's just not here anymore.
Okay. That's one good roll day.
Got it.
With you inputting the name, the door, with a start, begins to rise up into the ceiling on a track. Stopping about 3/4 of the way, dust and dirt falls and settles. Small bits of stone from the roof hit the ground. It's open. You see a hall and another flight of stairs slowly leading down. Featureless, arched, dark.
I'm gonna pick up any sort of like rock or pebble or just something small, a small object nearby, and cast light onto it.
Okay. You see that from one of the small stones that just fell from the ceiling, Kelsion just leans over, picks one up, whispers onto it, and flashing slowly until casting a large light, bright for SAAKA and a few others that are up close who eyes adjusted to the dark, having to squint just for a moment before blinking to and seeing that Kelsion's holding it up almost like a torch ahead of him. So are you now leading this march?
I guess so.
Alright, let's go.
I thought it was Brenda, right?
No.
Yeah.
That's what
first name.
That was the
I thought.
first-
I
You
thought it
guys
was Brenda. I
jokingly
was
yelled
one
Brenda at the
letter
door.
off.
Yeah.
One out.
That's. I'm okay with that. That was really close. Question. Since I leveled up over between the last session and this session,
Sure.
does that count as anything rest wise? I just don't know.
No, you guys had not taken a
We took
short
We took a
rest.
short rest.
We took a short.
Uh-huh.
I'm almost certain.
Okay. So,
We took a short rest.
Okay.
short rest, not a long rest. So,
So I don't.
So while I was being puppeted, I was not here.
You didn't do anything.
Cool. So I have all my slots?
I don't think you got
Yes.
Yeah. You're
Radical.
We didn't want you to die.
you did cast Identify.
That's fine. That's virtual.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be the one be like, oh, we killed him accidentally. It's fine.
It'd be very
Sweet.
easy to kill me accidentally. Thank
Exactly.
Well,
We accidentally on purpose killed you.
Exactly.
You really want me to re-roll?
see, this is the problem. Now I can only hit stuff, and I'm not good at that.
You were as good as a person can get at that at 4th level, pretty much.
I know. As we're walking, I'm definitely like trying to like unpop like the divots in my armor, like the.
There's still one large dent
Yeah.
from you
I'm
being
like-
crushed and flattened by the stone.
I was
that's
crushed
right
enough
going.
on rock. So
I wish I had mending for that. That looks unpleasant.
It's
Someone has
very.
I
You
don't
are
think
healed.
mending
You
would
fell
fix that.
unconscious, but it is still a bit of a dent and still a pain as you walk. You are a very sore dwarf right now.
I'm gonna be feeling this for a while. I can tell.
Okay. So as you begin to walk down, it is not as long as the last set of stairs in this entire walk into descent. Within only a few minutes, you travel into a wide but not very tall hallway. The square cut stone has changed into a smooth, glossy stone floor, looking almost like dark marble. A very light, near unnoticeable cold mist that floats along the ground and corners of this unlit hall. But as you walk in and shine around, you begin to notice just a few things. You see that there is fanciful and even playful filigree that runs across the walls of this hall, twisting, curling into itself almost like rolling waves. The air is incredibly cold, and especially for now the dead silence that there is. No swinging of chains, no other sound besides you all. It feels lonely.
Does the filigree contain any particular iconography, or is it just shapes?
It is just curling, it's taking the almost imagery of rolling waves as it goes.
I see.
You do notice as well that on the walls of this hall there are banners that are hung on a nail with fine string. Yet due to time they have faded away. Pieces are being torn at. Any symbol immediately on the first glance is impossible to discern as is. Along this hall, as you take a few steps in, you see cut square entryways into these halls that enter into small rooms with lowered ceilings, each continuing the same smooth stone walls and floors with filigree detailing. But KELSION, as you look into these rooms along with CAEDRIK, just poking your head in a few feet into the hall, you see that there's a small wall fountain built into the back of the wall, a few feet up. Each masterful mason fountain has a statue of a woman in a beautiful dress in the center of the bowl. Each statue, however, is smudged thoroughly in ashes. She stands above the water, each water bowl holding a different color along the sides of these fountains. And you see that there is writing along the sides of the stone. Each room is staggered in its placement as you slowly make your way in and begin to walk down the hall. Each entryway placed unevenly through the hallway, with one last door at the end of this place. Another thick metal door with studs that line the edges. It remains closed, but even from here, those of you with dark vision, as you begin to draw closer, see that there is writing harshly written onto both the left and right door. This hallway, end to end, is roughly 120, 130 feet. As you take your steps in, looking into each open room, nothing seems to be there.
What is the writing on the doors in? Do we know? Is it common? Is it...
From here, it looks to be common, but you are several feet away. You would either have to like draw close to the end door or even get close to the fountains into the rooms. This is more or less you guys are just marching, and until someone is saying I'm stopping and doing this, I'm assuming that you guys are slowly crawling your way forward. So you're walking past these staggered rooms.
Let's hold for a second. These doors might be important.
There's only one large door. There are entryways. They are just like
Entryways.
cut
they're
stone
entryways.
squares. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not like doorways. They're just cut holes into the wall that allow you to walk into a smaller, lowered ceiling room.
Okay. I want to check. Left is right and right is wrong, so I'm going to check the left door first.
Okay. Let's see here. So, in this hallway from the entrance, the first entryway is to the right. So you pass that one and enter the second one, which is to your left,
Okay.
as they are staggered down the hall.
Okay.
As you walk in, once again it is empty. You see the same rolling wave filigree across the walls, the same cool stone floor, the cold mist running over you. It's really staying within the corners and floors, but you can feel it lick at your ankles and above. Are you approaching the fountain ahead of you, or?
I'm more so just interested in the writing itself. I would just want to
Okay.
stay as close as I can to the group while also seeing what the writing is as we're kind of passing.
So, walking to it, I can say that you can get a little less than 10 feet and begin to get a good reading, because it is pretty small writing.
Okay.
You do notice that as you walk, there is a small gleam of light coming from the water, as it is a bright gem blue. You notice that there are small lily pads that have grown from the cracks from the bottom of this bowl and are now floating on the water itself. From left, curling above and all the way down to the right, you kind of crane your neck to read it in common. Growing life with nature's light. Let us heal unwanted blights.
Nature clerics be
Fountain of Youth?
I'm gonna rejoin the rest of the party. This water glows somewhat. The text above it indicates that it might be some sort of healing pool. I don't know if I'd trust a healing pool in a cemetery, but we'll see how desperate we get.
Who wants to try it?
I mean, I'm down.
Do we want to stop in for it?
There's
Let's
also the other door.
explore first, and then
There's a total of 4 of these entryways and then one final door at the end of this hall.
Should we go check the first door? Or
I think
way?
that sounds good, just in case it's... Yes, let's do that.
Alright.
Are we all going as a group to each one of these rooms, or do we want to split up?
I'm gonna
Well, we
keep
have-
watch while you guys do this.
we have what,
Okay.
7 people?
Take a
We
buddy.
could do
We
sets
should go.
of 2. That way we.
Buddy system.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll like
Fast,
watch
let's
the
take a buddy.
staircase behind us. I'm not really the reading type, so I'll just make sure we don't get ambushed.
You know.
What?
So with Otto's fallacy drawn, I would like to go into the first door on the right.
Okay. Is anyone joining her?
Yes.
Karen and
Are you leaving Coil behind?
I assume he's either sticking with the party or sticking with me. One of those two is fine, as long as he doesn't wander off. Again.
As he wanders off.
Again.
As he's already gone.
Hey, go upstairs. I won't tell.
Maybe you actually did it.
No.
Dang you.
What?
I heard Carol's be really happy if you drink the water.
He saved it for you.
Okay, so Coil, are you joining Care or are you sticking with the party in the center of this hall?
I'm gonna go with Karen and yeah.
Okay. So,
There's like 2 more.
tracking back a few steps, there's roughly a little over a dozen feet in between each staggered door, and then there's just a long stretch to the final door.
You want to check out the.
Let's go check out door number 3.
Okay, so brute squad's heading to
And
door
I guess
3.
I'm headed to door 4.
Okay, so you're going furthest down.
Have fun.
So, you would reach yours first, as you two have a little bit longer and you have the longest. So, on the right first door to this hall, you enter, and immediately there's a red glow that grows and fades from this fountain. Looking at it, you step closer, and there's a deep red water with crystalline sparkle in it. And even here, you can feel that it's warm as it pulses. As you look to the lettering, Care as well, and Coil stepping forward to read it. Red as blood, hot as fire. Be purified by might and desire.
So it's fireball. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, we got the wrong characters.
It's just a pool of this.
You look and you see the small statue of what to be a dancer or a woman in a dress, but any features are very hard to see as she is completely covered and marked away through ash. And it was the exact same thing on the last one that you went to.
The other one also has a dancer
Yes.
statue?
Yes. Each one of these seems to have the exact same statue.
Gotcha.
In the burglar's pack, thieves' tools, or writing kit, would I have a small glass vial?
Yes.
May I take a small glass vial?
Okay. As
Very
you-
cautiously.
Yeah, you can touch it.
Dip your hand in and pull it out. It gets on your finger slightly, and you can feel a slight tinge of burn to it as you get the vial, but you...
I would take care with that.
Red fountain water is what you can
Don't worry, I'm fairly reliable.
For
I pull out like the hip flask and hard drinking.
Am I the only one in like the main?
you are
area
now staying in the middle as the these two have walked north of
Now that
you,
they're all
same
gone,
with Kelsion.
They're all gone, right?
Yeah.
Can I walk to the blue fountain?
Okay, so you walk to the room just off to your left.
I'm like trying to sneak though, and I can't sneak.
Okay,
So you just hear.
You two and Kelsion for sure, your passive perceptions, you hear as you just see Cedric
Just like
turn and walk into the room that Care just came out of a minute or so ago.
He just walked into the. Oh.
I think he
Okay,
thinks he's
so
sneaky.
you walk in
That's-
and the
yeah.
same bright blue water is still glowing. You can see the lily pads have this almost sheen to them from the water that they float on. And you two see you at your height are about head height with the fountain, and like your head is matching with the statue of the lady that is in the center but not touching the water itself. She's like sticking out of the wall fountain.
Can I have Coil go with Satyr?
I thought you were with
You
Karen.
are kind of with
Or-
Care on this.
Okay. Never mind then.
Unless you.
You
have
could.
a
I would.
story.
What is your passive perception?
Let them do their stuff first.
Oh, I wasn't trying to sneak. I was gonna.
Oh, perception maze. You
I'll
want
say
it?
that you
Oh,
two get
perception.
there about the same time, so I'll hit them then you, because Kelsion would take the longest if he's just walking.
Yep. I ain't in no hurry.
So your passive perception is, or are you just sticking with them?
Never mind. Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna stick. I was just gonna do a group.
So, DATH'TAN, SAAKA. The third entryway, this large, just no door, no nothing, just cut square in the wall that leads you into this room. You walk, and as you are at the same set as it, you see green pulsating light. It then just stills as you walk. As you turn and look and enter the room, you see that the water is rippling slightly and then just stills, as if someone had dipped their finger in it just a moment ago. You see glowing green water with a darkened, murky center. It's almost like staring at waters of a bog. And as you draw close and begin reading the same arch, within forest green we prance and play. Let us free you till your dying day.
Well, it's green.
So that I can see that I'm more worried about the writing.
Good observation.
Good
What
to
do
see.
you?
At this point, you are like head height with it, but we'll come back to you. Are you two doing anything?
What do you think it does?
You want to stick your hand in and find out?
Kinda.
Okay, then do it. Be my guest.
York's got natural camo.
We're both green.
Of course, you guys just in the green room.
It's become more green.
I don't know. What do you think it means?
I don't know.
I thought you were smart.
Kelsion somewhere cheers.
Just take my water skin, dump it out, and just fill it.
Okay. So you just are you like holding it under to fill it up, or are you just doing a
I'm
quick like
just taking
swipe?
like a quick little to get just a bit of it in there.
Sure.
So is it?
So
I'm sorry.
and
As I'm just dead scared, staring solid, you could
Okay.
just dump it out.
so
It's
okay.
acid. He just holds his hand.
Yeah. Pulls out one.
Ow.
No. As you see that he dumps it out while staring at you, and he sticks his hand in and he does a swipe. You see as his hand enters from the outer lighter green ring into the dark ring, that his hand suddenly stops. And Dathan, you feel as if something is grabbed, is touched. I'd like you to make a strength save.
Oh my god.
That is not good. Okay.
Should have let Saaka do it.
Yeah.
I can't wait until we have video cameras.
Strength save.
Yeah. Strength save, yes.
I thought you were.
I thought you were strong.
25.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, I am strong.
You burst your hand out immediately. The water skin gone.
What, did you drop it?
And you see a
Something grabbed.
violent swirl within the darkened circle until it rests once again.
I kind of need that.
That's what you get for sticking your hand in things you don't know.
Do you want to try that?
Kinda.
Then do it. Go get the water skin.
just jump in there. Cannonball.
Okay.
Alright.
So I'm just gonna stick her arm in there. and
Her,
try to-
your arm? Not your hand, your
her
arm?
hand, no.
Okay.
Up to like almost
The
elbow.
forearm.
Yeah. And try to grab it and she's
So,
staring right
without
at
like
Dathan.
any play around, no like swipe,
Yeah.
Saaka sticks her forearm into this darkened hole of a fountain. Immediately, you feel not just your wrist, but up to your forearm, like several hands clasping on and beginning to pull.
Okay, well she's
I would
still
like you to also make a strength save.
she's staring at him and she feels the hands, but she's still just dead eyeing him.
Would I be able to
Are
see
you-
this?
No, you're in
No.
a different brain.
Do I
Yeah.
feel like her entire body like shift slightly?
You see that she
Just to have
gets the same
that
tug
kind
that
of-
you like felt in Sokka.
You see, I think
If
Well, you didn't tell me it was this.
I don't know what
you
to
didn't
say.
give me time to
14.
explain.
19.
Okay.
I think.
Pull your hand out once again.
Do I have the water skin at least?
No.
Oh.
But you do feel like your arm's been pulled out of its socket a tiny bit.
She's still dick hands you.
What?
I couldn't find it. Oh.
Cutting over to, are you two finished? Or are you testing anything else? Is a boot going in?
I'm climbing in after it.
Kara comes in, no one's there.
Swan dive.
Yeah.
Hits the bottom of the crowd, just knocks himself out.
Okay, so Sage,
Okay.
you are staring at this completely covered in ash statue. It is small. It's like it is a bit bigger than a figure eight.
Okay.
The same glowing bright gem water, lily pads shining.
He kind of like, so he takes his gauntlet off, so it's like his bare hand. And he wants to like reach over, because I'm assuming he has to like climb up a little bit.
No. Like, so you are head height with the fountain, and the fountain's above the water. So like you are like chin height, and you could probably just scoop your hand in.
Well, he just wants to like he just takes a finger, pokes it in the water, like his index.
Okay.
Shit's a pinky fingers.
As you poke it into the water, it's cold, cool, refreshing. It's water.
Okay, and as he realizes he's not dead yet, he puts his whole hand in. Nothing?
Swirl it around. No immediate reaction.
Okay. Takes his hand out. And it was cold water, right?
It was cold water.
Okay,
yeah.
so he's gonna pour out his water skin and do basically what he was doing. But he's gonna try to fill it up all the way.
Okay. So as you hold it, you feel just a small prick in your hand. And you see just a few droplets of water hit the top, float there for a moment, before folding out into a green, small lily pad.
He's just confused.
Pull your hand out. There's a small wooden knot on the back knuckle of your hand.
Immediately puts his gauntlet back on. Does it like feel any like?
Nothing right now. Your hand just kind of feels numb from the cold and how long you've held it under.
Mm-hmm. How's the water skin?
3/4 full.
Okay. He supposed to cork back in and walks out.
So, for those who had decent passive perception, you have heard several different water skins being poured out somewhere in this hallway. So, I'd say KELSION and CAEDRIK are the most aware of this.
I don't think that's safe to drink.
Out of curiosity, cutting back to you three in your room, have one of you dunked COIL in it?
Not yet.
Well, you have a vial of it.
Yeah, I have
a
like a
vial of
little
it.
bottle, like a Ellenmeyer glass.
I'm
What
just
do you
like
mean,
staring
not yet?
at the dark pit, and I'm just like,
Aneth
water
is
skin.
considering it. She's like, she keeps glancing
No, you're not
between Kara and Coil, like, I wonder if he'd notice if Coil just disappeared.
Red
But
as
no,
blood, hot as fire. I feel like this should have been like SAAKA's or one of the other muscle room people.
I'm very tempted to drink it just to find out what's going to happen. I mean, it burnt a little bit by holding it, but it really isn't that bad.
I feel like drinking from a pool that says hot as fire above it is
How loud are they?
quick way to get burned.
You have a passive
Maybe
perception
it's something we
of
should leave to the tieflings then.
18 now.
18.
That's
You
a
hear
wise
this conversation
idea.
as you're in the middle. It is like dead quiet, and the
Tieflings.
conversation is being heard.
Get in
As she
here.
talks about like the water, when they're talking, you just hear faintly.
I'll do it!
Wait.
Aren't you a dwarf?
What the hell does that mean?
You're not a tiefling.
I'll still do it.
Let him figure it out for himself. At this
heard that
point, it's not our call to make.
Here's
I
something
wash
about
my
dwarves.
hands of this.
Dwarf.
and the tutor.
As I'm gonna walk towards them, as I'm talking.
Are you a
Okay.
tiefling?
All right, here.
Um,
I'll drink that if you drink this. And I hand her. This is the blue water.
As your hand has slowly begun to.
I
not
put my
be
gauntlet
so
back
cold.
on.
Yeah, I know, but you feel it. You feel like there's a small twisting feeling as if it is like drilling into your hand ever so slowly.
Uh-oh. I
It
try to
is-
give no.
surprisingly, it is not painful,
Mm-hmm.
but you do feel it.
I slowly hand over the red flask.
I'll trade.
I trade him.
Wait, don't mix it. I have an idea.
Ooh, no, we're not
Don't drink
mixing it.
I mean,
Mix it.
I'm just
Do
gonna drink it. See what happens.
Mix it.
No.
Make a cocktail.
no, I mean,
Only you
No.
guys.
don't drink
Wait,
it.
we should do that. Let's get all four. Let's get all of them.
I meant, don't drink it. Try mixing it. That's what I meant.
Wasn't there statues?
Well,
of apes in our-
then drink it.
No.
No,
So
hold on,
at
give
the
me a
far
second
end
Now-
of
now.
this hall where this door is, there is more.
I
harshly
appreciate it.
written
I'm not really the
scrawling,
alcohol
unlike the others,
type.
which is like fancifully masoned in. This one looks like
I can
someone
go
just
for a
like
good
poured
glass
down
of wine every
scrawled
once
into
in a
the
while,
door.
but I'm not.
Oh, I've had my fair share of
And
it.
as you walk towards it, you see.
I was going to say you're
but
dwarf.
you have like
so
arrived. So
it's
if you
not
want to like
very
go for the
surprising.
front door
Well,
or like the end,
I don't know, it's
you
like-
can do that.
Usually, like the religious people
Yeah,
don't
I'm
really
gonna
like
pick up the frantic
drunken-
scroll first.
drunken
Sure.
dwarfs in their clergy.
Well,
Okay.
it sucks that there's a clergy full of dwarfs then now, isn't it?
Oh, I was the only dwarf.
Exactly.
What would you
So, as you go to
Everything
the
else.
large, thick door, you see that it is remaining closed, and as you give it a good push just for test, you realize, like, of course not, as it doesn't open.
Clergy.
Oh, really? Which one?
Nanya.
I've never heard of that one. I'm gonna play some weird lizard people stuff.
Care talks about the
The Nunya Church.
the sign-in pastor, while everyone else is making a firebomb out of all four fountain waters.
No, don't.
I was gonna
No,
say,
don't you
with
know?
So-
Aneth,
Don't
would
you know, sir?
she possibly have a faintest clue about what this might be, considering what it's doing to save? Like,
Are
obviously,
you
she
can't
doesn't.
see.
Are you
can't
looking
see
at it?
Yeah,
It
she
is a
doesn't know
thick
what's
water
going
skin.
on, but considering that that's happening, I mean, she's gonna obviously investigate it.
I like
So
open
you
the cork.
pop
and
it
I s-
open and you look. You see bright blue water. You notice that there was, not being dumb, you kind of put together there was blue water in the other room ahead of her.
Can I make a nature check
Sure.
to see if I know what it is?
Sure thing.
Okay. 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
You have recognized this from your old home. You've never investigated, you've never toyed with it, but from where you have in your great travels along your old home with your parent and father, you've run into this, or seen it quite a bit. But he's kept you from being mischievous with it specifically.
Has he let me know of its properties, or has he just told me that it's dangerous?
He's told you a lot of things are dangerous that you've learned later, maybe not so much, to Fae kind. But he has also warned you of legitimate threats throughout your time. So this could be one of those things that he may have just been over-exaggerating, or this could be something I don't want to play with.
You know, on second thought, give
Cedric
me
is
my
already...
flashback.
I
Have you already
open
chugged?
the vial.
Okay.
I sniff it. Like does it have a smell to it?
There is a burning sensation within your nose, but it smells like water.
Bottoms up.
Do you drink it?
Thought, I'm not going to drink this, but I can just refill that flask once you're done with it.
We
I
need,
mean, okay.
we need to drink the red liquid from the cursed dog fountain in the form of some sort of carbonated energy drinks that we can assume its powers and finally die.
I'll have a little sip.
Could you maybe
You have a
wait
little
until
sip?
the
I'll
other
just sip.
healer gets
Okay.
there?
He is a healer.
Without
what your
spell
healers
slots,
in this
I have
thing.
0 spell.
Yeah.
Also, remember, if it counts as poison, you have advantage.
I know.
As you drink it, the flask is not huge. It goes down pretty easy. It burns, and you can feel it in your chest, all the way down to your stomach. It is fire.
I kind of drink it.
As you
This is water.
It's a liquid.
nothing immediately seeming to happen.
I give you my flask back.
That's
As
gonna
soon
hurt
as I
coming out
pulled
the
out
other
yours.
end.
Throw you back to the flask.
I'm going to refill the glass bottle.
Okay.
I didn't
Pop it in
die.
my bag.
Yet.
You guys see that as he begins talking, that the outside of his irises turn a little bit red.
So it occurs to me.
Cedric, go ahead and sit down.
Cedric. I would like you to make a wisdom saving.
Okay. I'm good at those.
Mad with rain.
He's cleric. He's
That's not good. 11.
Okay. You enter a frenzied rage. I'd like you to make 3 attacks. Go ahead and roll a d4. 1, it is Aneth. 2, it is Scare. 3, it is Coil.
shoot!
No!
Wait.
What's 4?
1, 2, 3.
There's only 4 individuals, and he's not attacking himself.
Please level 3. Please level 3. Please level 3. I rolled a 3.
You were 1, you were 2, Coil was 3.
I know. That's why I said please roll 3.
I'd like you to make
3 attacks?
3 attacks.
Okay.
Melee attacks, and you get a +1 on your damage if you hit.
Okay.
Kelsion!
Suddenly, Kara, as you look back and go, it occurs to me, Cedric, and just swings down in a monstrous roar at the small child next to
Okay,
you.
what's your AC?
15.
Okay, so one of them I got a 12. The other 2 I got a 22 and a 24.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna. I probably won't kill you. I'm not
Only
gonna.
good things.
Hold on.
The greatest danger themselves.
Oh my god. 24 damage total.
Okay.
I have 16 health.
Okay, now we know what
You
that
look
was.
across your head, Coil and Kara. You watch in horror as one side of his face becomes bludgeoned and bloodied, and you see that his fur is already beginning to become matted. And as he turns to look up, Cedric comes up in an uppercut, lifting the small child a few inches off the ground, and he is flat on his back.
What?
Curiosity killed the cat.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't full kill him. I didn't full kill him. I didn't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
Are you two doing anything? Who are immediately right there?
I'm going to pick up.
Phantasmal force.
I'm going to pick up
You
Coil.
share in a
Yeah, are
blind
we
light.
there?
Both rolling eyes and upsetness draws a quick
24.
rune into the air and pulses it
You
at
did
you.
1.5.
So he's unconscious.
You did 1.5 times my health.
I did 24 damage.
You're out cold.
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm
he is
picking
not
up
moved.
Coil
Do-
and
do we
using my
hear screams?
disengage.
Are one of you screaming? Because the boy went out in 6 seconds flat.
In 6 seconds.
My assumption is there was probably some vulgarity from Aneth, so yes.
And there was also a war cry
I
from
heard
the
that.
dwarf. So you hear all of a sudden,
Coming back. And I run.
2 of
I run
you
after
begin
you.
sprinting.
I got
Kelsey,
something
as you
over.
walk over to the door and begin to rage.
Damn it.
Turn around, begin running after now
I
the
mean,
2 big
he did
running
all he could. He
figures.
gave me a wisdom save. I just rolled a 2.
I would like to meet up with Kelsion in the hallway. I have Coil in my arms.
Okay, so he's gonna be the last because he's the
Okay.
furthest down. These 2 you see running, and as you walk out, they are like towering over you. You 2 have to hit the brakes just for a second so you don't run over Aneth. And now you see like an open mouth with some loose teeth, one that is like falling out.
Coil's not
Matted
doing too
blood
good.
of Coil.
The red fountain's rage. Don't drink it, please. Don't drink it, please. For the love of God, neither of you drink
Pull out
that.
the health potion I just bought. Shove this down his throat and I run in.
I'm
Okay,
gonna go talk to
Care.
the cleric.
What was the save
While
for
he
your
does
cleric?
that, I know.
Okay, so you need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Unfortunate.
Give Cedric anything, he'll try it.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah, you fail. So what I'm going to have you envision is you are encased in a 10-foot by 10-foot cube of just titanium. Adamantite. Adamantite. 10 by 10
Care.
foot cube
Suddenly,
adamantite.
everything is much more darker than what you originally were in. And for some reason, you're surrounded in walls of metal.
I'm angry, so I hit the walls.
You just see that he is swinging wildly,
I'm
and you
thinking
take
like
a step back.
encased, like as if you were covered in ice, where it's like
Gotcha,
no
alright,
room, no room to
understand.
move.
So suddenly, you are not in a cube. You are. You try to move, your muscles are locked.
I'm just really mad for some reason.
So go ahead and roll. Is it just base potion?
It was.
Was it lesser greater?
I know I put it somewhere.
Is it a 2d4 plus 2?
No, it was one up.
So greater.
Because I had enough for
That's right.
2 potions.
44 plus 4.
Yeah.
So,
44.
yes.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Only you guys.
10, 11.
Yeah.
We don't
Only
need
us.
to fight anybody. We
15.
just hurt
We just
ourselves.
need to fight
We just got him back
ourselves.
to full.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Coil, you awake. At this point, it's kind of getting familiar. In the
No,
arms of Aneth, who is looking over you, very worried, and you feel a tooth loose.
It's okay, it was just his baby teeth.
I was gonna say, Baby's losing his first teeth. It's okay. Aneth is like trying to like not let him remember that CAEDRIK just completely pulverized him.
It was, I'll say that you kind of recognize the hammer, Coil, but it happened so quickly you couldn't really comprehend as to what was actually happening
wasn't me,
before you were
guys.
out cold. And I believe you can decide to afflict damage, correct?
I can decide to afflict damage.
Are you deciding to?
Since I said it was just titanium, no. He could be suffocating, I guess, because it's
Or you could make it
closed.
tighter.
Could make it tighter, but no. It's,
Okay.
I just want to restrain him for a minute
This is kind
while
of
we figure out what just happened.
So as he's sitting there, it takes about another 12 seconds or so before you see the red in his eyes slowly fade. And CAEDRIK, you are kind of, from seeing red black out, you are now frozen solid, not understanding why, with care holding what you see is a rune of 2 twin snakes intercoiling between each other as he's holding it out, looking at you.
CAEDRIK.
Don't
What
even.
the fuck was that?
I'm scared.
What did I do?
I pointed.
Why am I like?
You can't really see this because I guess it's like.
At this point, he's like facing you, and you guys are facing the east wall.
I know
Let's
you
get
can't
this
see
shit out of
this
here.
at just
Out
the
of
moment,
character.
but you nearly killed Coil.
Do we run in at this point?
At this point, yes, you guys have run. All this has happened within 18 seconds.
I still have no idea what's going on. Why can I not see anything?
Don't worry about it. Just sit there for a while longer and think about what you've done. As you're all staring at him like.
You guys come in and you
we-
see
we
a drawn
run
rune
in.
in the air as Care's like speaking down to a frozen, confused.
Sure, I'll think about what I didn't know I did.
What
Gives a
happened?
thumbs and tries to give a thumbs up, but can't move.
You can't move your thumb.
Give me a thumbs up just in case you can't tell.
What happened?
He just took his axe and nearly killed Coil with it. I think it might have been whatever this pool is, but I don't know how long the effects are.
He drank the pool of red stuff.
Aneth
Yes.
walks back in with Coil in her arms. It was a dare. I dared him to. Well, it was going to be a mutual exchange, and then I said I didn't want to drink the blue
Wait,
stuff.
You do realize it's a CAEDRIK we are talking about, correct?
Yes.
You guys know I can still hear you, right?
Shut up.
However,
No, don't tell me to shut
There
up.
is no however
You want-
here. We are in
Okay.
unknown territories.
Shut up.
Unknown.
hold on. Let me explain. It was going to be a 1-for-1. I was going to drink what was in his flask. He was going to drink what was in mine. But then I realized that I had seen the blue fountains brought to us before. I decided not to do it, and he still kept up his side of that.
Should we just toss him into the green one?
No.
Absolutely.
No.
I think that is
yeah,
a
that
great
is
idea.
that's
No,
a great
look,
That's a
idea.
great
Look, look,
idea.
look, look, look. Coil's alive.
You're welcome.
We're okay. Thank you, by the way.
Can I have the glass?
Yes, yes. I give you the empty vial.
What? So did you tell him when you decided not to do it? Hey, you know, I'm just saying that may not be a good idea to drink.
See, I did.
Did you?
I did, Julia. I did. I did. I said that about the blue.
Did you say about the
What's
red?
the red?
I don't know
What?
about the red.
What did the red do?
The red induced a rage.
At this point,
That's
Kelsion,
why
you
I
finally
told you
walk
two
in,
not to
look,
drink it.
see that everything is kind of normal for the menagerie.
Can
And
I
what you've
read
known of these
the
strangers.
words on the red one?
That's why I
sure.
told you
If
two
it
not
was
to drink
SAAKA,
it.
COIL would
Fire
Please don't
purified
drink
by
it,
light
or
and
else we're all
desire.
dead.
Thereabouts.
So that's,
Roughly, yep.
That makes sense about being
So you head back to the door.
You guys do
No, they seem to have
realize
it handled. Yeah.
Fourth
I'm
room
headed-
or the door.
I'm
we
headed to the one that had the
are in a
hurry troubles.
tombstone
That is the last door.
Yeah.
So that's the
full of
end
shit.
Listen.
What, in your guys' right mind, decided, hey, let's do an exchange of shots?
We drank the cursed red liquid.
Help
So
pots
took off.
have
I don't
the
wanna-
same color.
I really.
Is there anything
Okay.
else about the red liquid?
So, from what we're aware of, it only lasts momentarily. It burns a little bit to the skin.
I just
It burns a lot
Oh yeah.
to the throat and stomach.
just not
and
much to
the moments are
Oh,
not.
yeah.
The reaction is not instantaneous. It takes a few seconds to kick in. I think it would be a good tool for us now that we know
No,
what it does.
Absolutely not.
What about the blue one?
If
What's
we
that
use
I'm
one?
already
it
putting on
in
leather
moderation.
gloves and like glass
Absolutely
flasks.
not.
I see
Even for someone who can control their rage,
I didn't
rage
drink
is
the blue
not.
one.
This is
Not
very
real.
When Care finally is out of spell slots in the corner.
yeah.
Did anything
I
Did
think
it-
so.
Did
If
it,
you
did it drop yet?
wait, I still
Or-
can't see.
Drop the spell.
It takes about a minute at this point. A minute has passed.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for sure.
you are able to see again. You're not encased in adamantine, being yelled at from your, at this point,
Yeah.
blinded snake friend, and
When it drops, Sokka's gonna come grab him by the armor, bring him for him. When are you gonna learn that your actions have consequences? How many times have we almost died
Hey,
because of
she
your actions?
dared me to,
I didn't dare you. It was a bet, and I took off my side.
and I'm not a pussy.
Well, you know what? I am.
She still hasn't.
nearly killed.
I still have the red vial. I had put it in my
I
bag.
didn't say that in
I'm not sure if your therapist is aware of that.
Probably not.
Yeah. I know we're very concerned with the things that are currently
Wait,
among us.
Who did I
to
just
CPS you, Care.
Yeah.
Huh?
Who did I?
Care said
What
something
happened?
that
I
CPS
point
makes
towards
more.
Coil's like blood matted face, like
You see that although he
confused
is
in
no
my
longer
bones.
bleeding, there is now matted fur on the right side of his face where he was mashed up pretty good.
All right. I'm not gonna try to
I
like
take
get.
out-
I'm not gonna try to get like close to you because I'm afraid he's gonna kill me. I'm really sorry. And you know that like I wouldn't hurt you, right?
Roll me a glass of milk when we get back to work.
I'll buy you 10.
Deal.
I've taken out like a water skin and like I'm trying to like wash off the blood with like the hem of my like long coat.
You
Trying to
said
clean
that
it.
you got what?
I
Liquid from
I-
blue.
It's,
What's happened
It's
with
blood.
that?
It's pretty thick, and in fur, it's not getting out too easy with a dirty overcoat and water skin. But you get it, away from his eye and eyebrow, and clean up most of his face. Side of his head is probably going to take a bit more of a bath.
We have no clue what the blue does.
Actually I put my hand in.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
What happened?
I take my gauntlet off because I don't know how
At
to
this
do that.
point, you see a small flower, pink with 3 large petals beginning to grow from his hand. It's starting small and spreading across the back of his hand, and
That's
this
not good.
darkened brown and green knot has begun to grow over his hand.
Well, this is interesting.
I'll allow you one more nature check in it, as you could probably know a bit more about this.
I didn't drink it. I just put my hand in.
Well, it's a good thing that you didn't drink it.
There's 2 more pools. Would you like to use
I'll
one
give you-
as hair wash
I'll
and
be
the other
fine.
as a
Well,
suppository?
And due to your
I'll drink all 4,
due to
honestly.
where you come from,
I don't
even your
think you
research,
want to
you
drink
could
it
know
anymore.
something.
I'm not.
I lost my water skin.
21.
It is
Yeah, how
after
about we
some deep
throw in
thought.
there?
Let's go
after
get it
taking
back.
the first look, smelling it, and understanding this smells kind of like home. It's been a while.
Here, do you want mine?
And then thinking
no.
about it and now seeing that,
I'll
this
survive.
is called Waters of Econost. From what your father told you, Econost was. He was known as a forest shepherd, and anything that would touch his waters, life, plants, would become more sentient, more alive, even walking. and he has turned those who have been sickly, or has even turned mortals into that of a tree-like person.
So I have some good news and some bad news.
Give me the bad news first.
Okay. Within the next couple of weeks, you could be encased in tree bark. You may become a tree and...
Wait, really?
In a
I
Put
sense.
it
that's
simply,
a-
he
Yeah.
may be. There is a chance these people have recovered from who've been like, never mind, I don't want this, because it's not inherently a dark or evil magic.
No, yeah.
However, with time, he could become a bit part ant human thing. So,
I hope it's like cool
As-
tree armor and not like Harold from Fallout.
as for
3.
what you think you've seen from Fey types, pretty much ineffective. It actually has somewhat healing properties to some Fey types.
Do I know if I'm that Fey type?
You have no idea. Your father has warned you against it, but he has been wrong before.
It's good that you didn't drink it.
Now I really want to drink it.
Yeah, no you don't. It could stop here, and, you know, you just have the tree knot, or it could go all the way up your arm, all the way down your legs.
ECHANOST, if you're trying to spell
We'll see what happens. I put my gauntlet back on.
Yeah, okay. So don't touch the blue water. It is, at this moment, volatile.
The green water that we went into.
There's green?
It stole my water skin.
It comes in
Cedric
green
sticks
flavor.
his head into the fountain.
What happened?
Yeah, how about you go stick your arm in it? I would love to know.
Oh,
Let
sure.
That would be so funny, but
Let
no.
him stick his arm in
No,
it.
I am not allowing that.
You're not
How
allowing
fun-
it? How about I
how
throw him in there?
That would also be funny, but no.
Why don't we
Other
just
adults.
express our experiences with these waters instead of testing them?
Thank you. A little bit. I'm gonna cut to you now.
How about we
Alright.
not drink the
It's
water?
only a year older.
As you walk to this thick metal door, it's not gigantic, it's not large like the last one, but it is still a metal door that has no give as you test it. This is the one that has the harshly and almost panic writing. On the left, the right waters will cut my strings once and for all. Clean ash with its cleansing call. The right rhyme will bring me my last dance. Speak those words to me, but do not let me catch your glance. On the right door, I was a free bird until I was locked into my cage, where I was bled of life, my life being owned by a mage. To be free once more, not held by death, is my last dream. It is to only draw my full
So I'm gonna take a bit of time, jot those words down into like a notebook.
Okay.
Then after that, head to I guess the last fountain room.
Alright.
So if they're doing something else, then
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was exciting.
That was fun.
Do you like the actual text?
Yeah.
Still got green
And
water.
you
Oh, that's fun.
there's been a lot going on.
yeah, that's what
Yeah, no problem. So, as you enter the fourth, which is technically on the left, but to your right as you're walking back, you walk in and there is a faded deep purple.
Absolutely.
That enters the
Purple
room.
Tiefling walking into the purple room.
The green deeply went into the green room, so you know.
You walk in and you see that
I
there
was thinking like
is
using it
deep purple
as a
water that looks to
thing
be
to
more of a
feed
gel,
enemies, just a little tactic.
looking thicker,
Poison
while
blade with
still
We
appearing to
give
be
it to
liquid.
then, and we run away.
it. Could do that too.
As you read this text,
You in a frenzied rage is scary.
It's true.
as dark are the hearts of men.
We don't like her.
Maybe with this,
Okay.
we will see them once again.
Oh, we could just give it to them half and half. We like tie them back to each other and then feed them both the rage potion.
That's not what I meant. Okay.
Just staying in.
It's like that scene from Emperor's New Groove.
Exactly. Except they're both high on fighting.
That's called cocaine. Potion of PCP.
Potion of PCP.
I don't like the implication of the word, so I'm not gonna touch the water. I'm gonna head back to the group and try to get Kara to come over here. That way you can cast Identify on it.
So, Kara, as you are still amongst them who is bickering about what to do and not do about the water, within about a minute of listening into this discussion, and you begin thinking, where's the elder adult? You actually feel and hear the footsteps of someone entering the room and turn to see Kelsion looking at you.
So, what are the other rooms?
So, I went to 2 spots. One that had hurry, panic scrawling on it.
Okay.
And
That was just at the end of the hall.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't the immediate room.
yeah. That was one of the 2. And the last room on the left. It's a purple room, some sort of liquid gel in it. I was hoping to get you to identify it through magic.
Sure, I will give it a shot.
Why don't we have CAEDRIK test it?
Sure! I don't think we have as many healing potions as you think we do.
Oh, let me
That's
at
why
him.
we
Let
send him
me
in
at
there,
him.
and we go to the other side of the room.
And if
I mean, I'm down if you guys are.
we're not down.
I'm
You're
gonna go
decidedly
try to get my
not
water
down.
skin back.
Give me a
I
reason
leave.
to punch him.
I'm already following Kelsion, like, Coil, can we leave these?
I'm gonna follow. You're going into the green room,
Yes.
right? I'm going to follow you in there.
Okay.
How many glass vials do I have? Do you know?
I'll come back with you.
Exactly.
What are your kits again?
How do we
Let's see here. I have
because I kind of need that.
I don't think you're getting in a bag.
burglar's
I'm
pack,
giving it back.
thieves' tools,
Unless you
and a
want me
writing
to
kit.
Dunk you in there, and then
Okay.
I hold
You
you.
have to ink well.
And I already have one.
Well, that was more or less my thought process of it.
Oh,
For the first one.
Yeah, for the first one, it would
Oh, I'm
be more
good.
like an inkwell, but it's like a small
I can
vial
hold
for
my
her.
breath for
Uh,
5 minutes.
those
Exactly.
things don't
I'll
exactly,
hold ya,
as
and
far as
after
my
5
memory
minutes,
goes,
I'll pull you up.
once again, coming back to
So wait,
basics.
Like,
No.
I don't really have one,
Fun
but
happening.
I'm more than willing to be
Pull me out.
lenient.
How about I do that?
Say that you have.
Or if I just start
I'll say that you
backing
have at least a second.
You're
one.
conscious.
Okay, I was gonna say because like health pots that I've used up, I feel like I haven't just left the glass.
This group has not had. This campaign has not held many potions. I think that you guys have maybe had 2 or 3 potions, but you are technically holding one as DATH'TAN, unless you handed it back.
No,
I handed it
I had
back.
it back.
Yeah.
So in
So
that
I have
case,
a
you
glass.
have one more vial. I'll
Okay.
say.
Well,
Would
I'm
that
gonna
be
follow
like
him in.
calligraphy supplies?
Stuff
like
like
an
that.
inkwell? Okay.
Alchemy kit for sure.
Right.
Also,
But
if
you do
there's
have another one.
if there's a green fountain, a red fountain, and a blue fountain, does that imply the existence of a Baja Blast fountain?
Satyr, drink some more red water.
Actually, as they all leave, I pour my water skin out and I'm gonna try to fill it with the red water.
Goodness, oh no. You're gonna forget and just drink the water
I
skin.
made a mistake. We left him unattended.
Yet again.
So are you holding your hand underwater to fill it again, or
I'm gonna try not to.
you're holding it by like fingertips as you dip in your water flask? Hold it there. You can feel it slowly fill. It probably from the angle you have won't fill up to the max. You'll probably get
That's fine.
a good few ounces. Once you feel like the filling stop, lift it out, cork it. You do notice that there is now a blue, shiny puddle in this room, along with the faded, glowing red.
Just try to. Can I do I have to jump over the puddle?
I mean, you're in plate armor, so you feel like as long as nothing there is exposed to it, you feel fine.
Okay. I still try to walk over it.
You're not a very tall person, so your gait is not very wide, but you just managed to step over. Okay, so as for the rest of you, Kelsion, okay. You two enter this 4th room, and you two see this fountain of deep purple water flowing. It looks, once again, more like a gel to you, Garrett. It holds a liquid state, but it is thicker than the others that you have seen, which have held a water consistency.
With the words above this, my guess is some sort of necromancy base or something to do with death.
Can you?
As dark are the hearts of men. Maybe with this, you will see them all again.
It might be poison, too.
Could be, which is why I want someone to cast Identify rather than sticking my hand in it.
Like I said, I'll do it. Oh, as I
I
leave,
don't have enough not hurting bones for him to try to roll potions.
I'm going to, it's been a while. What is the current state of kindness? Is she in the pocket plane?
She's swimming in the purple pool.
Is she
Yeah.
Sorry!
As
I don't think
far as
she
I know,
perished.
you did not, because the last thing you did was discover or look for the thief, and the thief simply grabbed her and did
yeah.
not kill her.
Okay. I'm going to vamp kindness back into existence. I believe she's currently a snake. I need to cast something through you. Would you mind just putting your tail in the gel, please?
Slowly. Are you like walking forward so she can just dip it in from around your neck?
Yeah,
Does it
that
wear,
sounds
like,
good.
A scarf? Okay. So you walk up.
Scarf mode.
The heavy tail splats in, and you see like bits of gel fall out and onto the ground.
Give me just a moment. I'm casting Identify using my familiar.
Okay. How long does that take?
11 minutes, I want to say.
All right.
Can I go back to keeping watch in like the main middle area?
Sure.
Thank you.
You actually go and do the first thing you said you were going to
Don't
do.
touch anything.
Again, I throw
As you walk
you
into the
in,
middle of the
you
hallway,
try to reach
make a
for
perception
it,
check.
and
Okay.
then when you start flailing, I'll pull you out again.
25.
25. No one seems to be in here besides you guys.
I don't
Okay.
think you're getting. Why is that water skin so important to
I-
you?
It's
Just get a new one.
ought to be like at least 2 weeks out from the nearest town, or so.
Make a new one.
With
Sounds like a you problem.
Can I hear this?
Yes. Once again, unless anyone's making a super loud noise, this is a pretty quiet place.
Hey, DATH'TAN, it's not you. She's just a bitch.
Whoa.
that's fair.
You really want me to punch you, don't you?
I'd like to
Punch him, not me.
Yeah.
You
Your greatest threat is you all.
punch him.
After taking 10, 11 minutes, there is no magical effect to it.
Okay. As far as I can tell, KELSION, the gel itself is not magical, or at least the Identify doesn't tell me anything.
Okay. That's interesting and concerning at the same time.
While this is happening, I'm gonna lightly tap on the side of DATH'TAN's leg.
Yes.
Which fountain did you drop it in?
The green one.
Can I go over to the green fountain and see if the water skin is still in there?
You are shorter than Sacred, so as you move over to the fountain, is anyone joining him?
I'm like
You're
standing
already there.
at it.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
looking into it, just like
He came up and patted you. You kind of like are trying to look over. You can see the green water level and like the make out sort of statue. But you can't really look into it unless someone is going to
pick him up and put him on my shoulder.
Okay. Looking, you make a perception check.
Let me see what my modifier is before I do that. Pretty sure it's not awful. Perception, right?
Yes.
20.
20. It is gone.
It's gone?
Not in there.
was worth a try. I still have another water skin if you want to use that.
I'll just buy another one at town.
Okay.
Take with the flask I got back and just... I'm not gonna try it. Walk out.
You got some of the green water?
No.
Okay.
I'm not trying it again. If you want to, be my guest.
Be prepared for something to come.
Something will grab
at
you. Try wanting.
I would like to try to scoop up some of the green water, but using a sleight of hand. Using
Okay.
my sleight of hand.
Sure.
Mind passing that
Is
over?
this to just
Thank you.
not touch it, or is this
Yeah, to try not
to
to
keep it hidden from them?
try not to get my hand in there, because obviously if those two were struggling with it, I, tiny little me, is definitely going to struggle with it. So I'm going to use a sleight of hand to just get
Slightly.
the violin, not
Sure.
my entire hand. Ooh, 19 plus 9. That's a 28.
Your fingers move as quick as lightning as you sink it in, swipe up, and you don't seem to get caught, not even your fingers, as you stay to the outside and not this dark center of the waters.
That was kind of impressive. I turn around with the biggest grin on my face and hold out the vial.
Now, stick your entire hand in there.
I dare you.
No, thank you. Obviously, I don't do Des anymore. Listen, if what you two say is true, and you're much stronger than I am, chances are I'm not going to make it out of here alive. So, I'm good with this.
We'll be right here. If you go in,
Satyr.
I'll grab your feet.
As
If
all
you
of them
see his water
are
skin in there, go
in
ahead
their
and
own
grab it.
respective rooms, and you stand in the center.
Don't give me ideas. I'm very
Begin to
tempted
see
to
something
trust you two with my life, and that is
formulate.
something I don't do often.
From where you enter. The mist begins to grow denser and swirl. You begin to see the form of a woman.
As I see this, like, guys!
The beauty appearing in ethereal form. Her bright, long, curled hair, ever turning and moving. It is done along with long braided ponytail, along with this thick head of hair. A dress of glittering light covers her form. It drops past her feet and stretches over her hands. This dress hangs on her, but you can still hear the steps of heels underneath the dress. Her face and features are that of a young, fair woman. Yet there is a heaviness to her eyes, and you notice that tears cannot stop falling from her left eye. She has her hands over her eyes, but slowly begins walking towards you.
Is that the shovel?
The rest of you simply hear a small melody. Same with you, Satyr, coming from
You can play that game. I'm gonna cast Unearthly Chorus.
Just
Just randomly?
Is this a melody?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No.
Okay. I wanted to make sure.
Do
it
I-
wasn't what I was
Have I heard that? No?
No.
Okay.
I was making sure it wasn't something.
You see that she is beginning to walk towards you, and her hands are slowly
gonna
sliding
do a
down to her
duet.
fingers.
I'm not looking at her, I'm like looking to the left and to the right. I'm like, guys, there's someone in here!
She is looked at you, covered her hands, and is walking towards you, beginning to
If-
reveal her eyes again.
If I stick my head out the door, can I see what's happening?
Yes. And you see that she is drawn from the end of the tunnel, and her steps, even though she's walking at the same pace, have begun to get her gliding across the ground towards.
Which room are
Satyr,
they're
who's
in the
standing
I'm
the
going-
center.
They're in the room to the right?
He's in the fourth room, so there is.
Which
one,
room is
two,
everyone
three,
else in?
four.
I'm in the green room.
Separate
Green room.
rooms. At this
Okay,
point,
which room
Dapton
is
has stepped
Kelsion
out
and
of his
Carrie?
room and he is
I'm
looking.
going
and
Yeah.
Kelsion
to-
poked
I
his
think
head
I have
out.
I'm
oil
going
on my
to
shoulder
shout
still.
to Cedric to either avert your eyes or cover them and get away.
Okay. I kind of close my eyes. Yeah, he just closes his eyes and he, they're in. So the room that they are in, where is that to? Like from me?
So you are technically standing in the center of this hall.
Mm-hmm.
There is a stretch of rooms, each a bit over a dozen feet away from each other.
Okay.
So the first one's to the right, second one is staggered to the left, third one is off to the right, fourth one is off to the right.
Which one are they in? That's what I'm wondering.
He is coming from the fourth.
So where's that immediate to me? Is that that's
That's-
right, four left, front, left, front. Right?
Considering you are staring at the entrance, it is behind you to your right.
Okay, so I close my eyes, I turn to my right, and I'm gonna kind of walk towards where I think the entrance is, and pardon me just a minute. I don't. My eyes are still.
You see that as she uncovers her eyes and begins to lean down, she freezes as Cedric closes his eyes, turns in the direction that you yell. And
Why am I closing my
he's
eyes?
Walking. You see that he's walking towards you, but teetering towards the wall slowly.
Just trust me this one time.
Oh,
I'll explain.
I wasn't gonna open them, but I was just wondering why. I'm walking towards his voice, kind of. Am I?
As you begin following the voice, the rest of you who are in each room notice that the dress on each one of the statues glows from within the ash and soot-covered layer.
Any specific color?
No. It just glows this vibrant white light.
Can I open my eyes now? I'm walking towards it.
You see that this figure is just slowly stalking over Cedric, beginning to follow him with each step in tandem with his.
You don't have your channel divinity, do you?
Because you guys didn't let me take a rest, and you're like, we gotta go right back in!
I was vouching for you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I've watched Kelsion.
You see Kelsion start yelling at Cedric, and then you see a light beginning to break through just this covering of ash from the statue.
Orenda, is that you?
How tall are the statues?
They are a few inches.
Yeah.
Didn't they say something was haunting down here?
Quick question. Do you
Leave it
by
to Renda.
chance have prestidigitation?
I think we need to lay your soul to rest.
No.
What does that entail?
Wait, is this surrender?
No.
My eyes are so closed.
Does your child have that spell?
I think that's what we're supposed to do now.
I don't believe so. COIL, there's something in the halls. Behind Dwarf.
Dwarf?
Okay.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Satyr.
I am deeply offended. Even though I just knocked your
Murdered my
son,
child.
I almost killed your son. Son question mark.
Son question mark?
Was that all, or was there some
So what's the move? Are we attacking
Cedric
her?
is just
Are we
slowly
not?
walking down the hall with this spirit slowly following behind.
Get out
Aneth
of
has
the way
peeked
to
around
one
the
of
corner at
rooms.
this point, but she's
I'm
like
walking towards
barely-
you. I'm walking towards you and Kelsion.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm bringing him to you. I'm bringing her to you guys.
As you walk,
For now.
Dapton, who's standing out, and as you walk past him but you can't see a thing, you are following the voice of Kelsion. Dapton, you see that this head snapped towards you. And it turns and slowly begins to walk towards you, puts its hands up on its forehead, begins to slide down.
As soon as it does that, I exit the room and I start making my way towards them as well. I just grab Cedric by the chest piece and start dragging him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Just open your eyes.
As you begin to get walking again, you see the spirit picking up in speed as it once again starts gliding across the ground towards Dapton.
I think I'm gonna keep my eyes closed.
Coil, are you still on my
Kelsion, what do
shoulder
you want
or
us
did you
to
jump
do?
down?
Probably. Shoulders, yeah. Maybe.
Unless he was
Because
put down.
I
then,
picked
yeah.
you. So okay. So then
Coil's still on.
he's still.
Okay.
This figure is catching you.
I think I'm gonna keep my eyes closed.
I'm gonna step out into the hallway now that I see it's chasing
Daphne
just
and Coil.
revived Coil and Dathan, and I'm gonna start making some noise. I'm clanging my sword on the ground. I am stomping my hooves. I am just trying to
Taking
get her
your
attention.
dagger and short sword, you start clashing them together while stomping on the ground. This figure doesn't seem to care.
Don't think that worked.
Do I need to get physical with the ghost?
Cal,
I wouldn't.
do I swing?
I might
or
have
no?
to.
If you swing, I fear you'll hit nothing.
Okay, then what's the plan?
Don't you have a new silver sword?
I do.
With this, we're gonna take a break.
Alright.
Okay, at least I got more time to think.
I have time to craft.
Okay. So, there has been made no attack, there is no combat that has happened.
Okay.
How we are going to go is off of highest dex to lowest dex within the party.
Ooh. Finally, I winning something.
Okay, cool.
Cedric will probably be going last. As, I believe, what is your dexterity? 0. 0. Okay, just roll a d4 between the two of you. Whoever rolls the highest
Rock,
gets it.
what's that score? Rock, paper, scissors.
I have +4.
For the ones that matter.
The ones that match as well. Rock,
I go
paper, scissors,
before
I guess,
him.
is what we're doing. Okay, and so who has a +5 or okay? Rock, paper, scissors between the three of you.
Do you want to just have a D20 battle?
Yeah.
Okay, d20 battle.
Please don't let me down.
Okay.
I think this is a good situation for this dice.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna
I'm gonna
fail.
use my big dice.
Do
for
it.
this one.
12.
19.
3.
Yes, I'm not the lowest.
First, second, third.
Yeah, I rolled like. Yeah, I'm last.
Okay, I believe SAAKA, you're pretty much going to go second to last.
I have 1.
Yep, and so that means Coil's going to be after the 3 quickest. Okay,
Okay.
so top of the round. Yeah.
No, Kelsion.
12. 19.
I thought you rolled. Okay, sorry,
12.
sorry. I thought you rolled 19. I thought you rolled.
No.
My
You're like,
bad.
I don't want to go first.
Switching on. Kelsey. You are
So-
standing, your head poked out, and you see this spirit that is behind DATH'TAN slowly beginning to grow as her hands are
Okay.
wiping down her face slowly.
No inherent magic properties. Okay. I'm going to take my water skin and I'm going to try to empty it out and fill it up with the purple goo liquid.
Okay, so that will be your action as
Yeah.
you're wiping it out, and you're beginning to fill it up. And the goo is, as you stick your hand in it, it is like a gel, and it's somewhat forming around your hand, not doing anything. And as you're like trying to open your water skin so it fills in, it almost feels like you're trying to have to push this stuff into it. It is not coming in easy.
So there was also no apparent feeling upon contact with the gel.
No ill effects as far as you're seeing. Carrie, you are in the room with them.
Yes.
Oh, do you need a
His
marker?
miniature is over there.
I handed it to me. Okay. I'll take it from you on my turn and finish the job. If you want.
Okay.
So Dathan, as you're walking, your eyes still open, you're looking, you see Kelsian turn, walk away, and you just hear heavy footsteps, like fast falls, and then just a bunch of small cuss words as he is attempting to do something in a fury within the room.
Would I be able to then pour out the liquid on top of the statue, or would that also
That would
require an
be,
action?
it would be your action to like get this, your bonus action. If you want to take your entire turn to do this, I will say sure. Like you will have no more movement, no more bonus, no more. This is like your entire turn as you're like shifting about, filling it up, getting it up, and just pouring out everything that your bottle got.
Yeah, I want to try to pour the liquid onto the statue,
As
see
you-
if that cleanses it.
It's almost like pouring a bit faster than honey onto this statue as it falls, and you see that the ash along the face and front, along the back, is slowly sliding off with the clumping of this liquid. It is taking a little bit. You feel like it will probably be till the end of this round
Yeah.
before it's like This won't be everything, but it's going to be a large chunk of everything that's on this. You can assist by like helping wipe away along with the liquid if you want, almost like washing out a plate or anything dirty dishes.
Yeah.
So are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you begin doing that. That's your turn. Now, you are still
Yes.
and it is seemingly not getting the attention.
I am going to continue making these noises while getting closer because I know I can move quite quickly. I'm not going to get within melee range of her, but I am going to get louder as I approach.
You begin to approach and keep yelling. And as you approach, you're like yelling, trying to get her eyes like shift slightly as her hand still covers her face. And out of the corner of her eye, she noticed that you too are looking at her. And her snaps and turns to you.
Do I have time to take a reaction to close them?
I will say sure. You can use your reaction to close your eyes.
Or like shield my eyes from her gaze?
Okay, so you're like doing this?
Yeah. You know, like watching a scary movie, you're like...
Yeah, you're doing this.
Yeah.
Covering your eyes. Okay, so...
Yeah, exactly.
How we're going to do this for the most part is unless there is like a guiding voice, like someone is using, and it's not just free action as we normally do to yell, but someone can use their bonus action to begin making noise. If there is someone here making noise, someone can walk in that direction without having to do anything. If your eyes are closed or covered and you are running or moving, you will roll a d8 and the d8 will determine which direction you are running. It is from the 8 squares that surround your character.
Okay.
So, eyes open, you can run, but this thing may start tracking you. Closed eyes, for what it seems, it's not being violent with CAEDRIK, which it had all rights of doing so. Just letting you guys know.
Okay.
I would
Functionally,
just
this is how
like
we're
her
gonna do it.
attention away from COIL. So...
Its attention is now looking to you, and DATH'TAN, as you look back, you see that its head is like snapped, almost like irregularly past where it should normally be, now staring at Anna.
I stand my ground.
The left eye still rolling tears as she slowly, the rest of her body, twists towards you.
Start making. Okay, where do I go? Go around. Go into the blue room.
Okay. Are you running eyes closed, eyes open?
Looking at the wall. Still open, but looking at the wall, not
Sure,
looking at
you-
her.
Okay. Her eyes still seem to be fixed on Anna.
That'd be at half speed since I'm technically carrying COIL.
Normally, how it works is that if you're carrying a humanoid, you are at half speed. Your strength score, with what it is, I will say that you do not need it. As he is small enough and you are strong enough to carry him without reducing.
He's like 30 pounds.
If this was Care trying to do the same thing with a very not good strength score, it would be a different story.
Then I take the empty health vial, fill up, and dump it on them.
Okay, so your entire turn.
Yep.
The blue water pouring in. Are you trying to be careful so you're not just dunking your hand in? Or are you
Yeah,
just
I'm trying to
gonna-
be careful. So
Okay.
just,
You don't want to become a truant.
yeah.
You're able to use the health vial, pour it over. Once again, the ashen-covered statue begins to unfold and begin to have a much more clear color, as each one is just this ivory white. Are you as well just like helping by cleaning it up? Okay.
Also helping.
Going from you goes Coil. Coil, you are on his shoulder riding, and now you are watching as DATH'TAN is quickly like filling up this round potion vial and pouring it over the statue, and is quickly using his hands to wipe over the statue itself, trying to clean it off. He himself is also in a quickened frenzy.
Wait, is it my turn? Just to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Can I try to help him with enchanting? With that?
Sure, for
Do
sure.
anything with it?
I'll say, with your 2 effort, as you go to pour it in, you see a small magical paw grab the potion and stick his hand into it, allowing the entire potion vial to fill as it. You take it and pour it over, and the immediate force of you just like throwing it down onto it, along with the amount of it, it's beginning to clean off much quicker. And by the end of this round, the statue is clean. And it itself goes from like the dull glow that you saw that was trying to fight against the ash is now filling this room with a white light throughout almost the entire expanse. It is like a good almost 10 feet of light in this 15-foot room. Going from there, it would be SAAKA.
Seeing how you can see into all the rooms and kind of seeing everybody, and seeing that DATH'TAN just ran in.
Where are you?
Can I see that right here?
Yeah,
I was
okay.
gonna say.
Yeah, I was right at the doorway
Yeah,
watching her
you were
do that.
peering out.
Yeah, and
Everyone
I saw
seemed to be
her.
curious of the music that was coming.
Yeah, and I can see him. Can I see KELSION? Kind of what he was doing with the.
Make a perception check.
It's like I don't know if I would know what you guys are doing.
I'll let this be a bonus and not your main.
It's a 7.
7. Okay.
It's a 7 plus the 3.
It's at an angle because he's staggered. You see that he like walked back in, but you are not seeing what he is doing.
Okay. Can I get free action to yell?
It's free action to say a sentence, as
Okay.
we've done before.
I think before we took a break, I yelled to you, "What are we doing?"
So I'll say if you wanted to respond before you tuck back into your room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At furthest one of this hall.
I'm just gonna shout back, pour the liquid onto the statues.
Okay. So that is what you heard. So I'll say no need for a perception check, but that's what you heard.
Okay. So I'll turn around and I think I have a water skin.
Yes, you have your own water skin.
Okay. And then
You just sacrifice
I
yours.
know, right? I was like, oh boy. And I watched ANETH do it really quickly, so I'm gonna try it in my head, not do sleight of hand, but imitate what she was doing. I was like, all right, she can do it, I can do it. I'm just gonna quickly try to get a whole bunch of water in the water skin, but try not to go too deep because I know
That
it's
is
gonna
a
grab
sleight
it.
of hand check.
Yeah.
It's not sleight of hand,
Yeah.
but really is sleight of hand.
Exactly.
Please make me make a strength check on my sleight of hand. Can I make athletics against this fountain?
Can I rage?
SAAKA rage.
Can I grab this fountain?
Yeah. So, I just want to try to quickly go.
hand.
Okay, that's bother. It's a 2. Plus a 1.
Maybe not that dice.
Your entire hand goes into it and into the very
Oh
center.
no.
And once again, as
Try to
you
be careful.
put it into the very center, you feel another grab in your hand.
Can you
Like you make a strength save.
save throw? Can I try to hold on to my water skin?
As you are like freaking out and you slip your hand into it just in your panic and you go, oh crap, you feel it grab at your hand and you go, no you don't, and stick your other hand into it and grab onto what you think is grabbing you, and you're now in this tug of war.
Because I was like,
What's up, a zombie?
it's a 3 plus a 7. That's a 3, right? Yeah. 3 plus a 7. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay.
And we lost SAAKA.
Green for the green.
Barbarian.
This statue, unlike the others, is a bit more north and not directly in the center, as directly in the center is just this darkened, murky water, unlike the lighter green on the outer. In your attempt to not psych yourself out, you psyched yourself out and stuck your hand in it. And as you go, no you don't, you stick your other hand in. Don't expect it to get grabbed as well, but it inevitably is. And as you're in this tug of war, you feel yourself get pulled in until your arms are caught. And the darkened center slowly begins to twist, faster and faster. And what you all hear in a very loud, thunderous boom is effectively the noise of a flushing toilet. Can you take that miniature off the field?
Man, happy rolls.
Where did I go?
Death by toilet! Where's the PC Death this campaign? And it's by a green toilet in it like crits. Oh, be able to sing stories of your death, SAAKA. I will make sure
medieval.
I
I was
love,
gonna say we
I
have.
love how you guys are like, it's over, we're not going in after.
Big movie.
Honestly.
SAAKA's probably like one of the, like one of those
Oh my
slings
gosh.
things on the
Yeah,
side of
it's
the
like Gladys. Does that make
So-
Lapointe a frog?
Oh my god.
You would be one of the frogs.
So, Satyr, you hear.
He laughs. I know he's gonna laugh.
So pretty much, with your past perception, this is what you saw. What do we do? Pour water on the miniature.
I turn and I look.
Are your eyes still closed?
I open them. She's behind me, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
she is turned away as you at least heard hey, and then you
Okay.
feel that her back is turned to you.
So I know I have the red water. Scooch for a second. Poor favor. Fine.
Fail the straight save.
Yeah, I know that's what makes it fun.
You have one job.
I know.
You could have gone into a rage if you really wanted to.
Okay. And
No,
I'm
because
just
I
going
used
to.
You said I used my bonus action to. Oh wait, no.
But I said you didn't do that.
Then you said it back.
Okay. I'm gonna use my full turn and trying to keep this thing behind me. I'm just gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 dash 35, 40, 45, 50.
This
So
dice is liking you right now.
So I'm right
Right.
at
Does not pay attention.
Is that the
okay.
bad
I'm
guy
right at the
dice?
front of the red one.
the bad guy dice?
As Saedric walks past me, would I be able to slip him the vial of the green stuff?
Your eyes are kind of like shielded right now.
Yeah.
So you hear him. So if you
Oh.
want to, you can just like
Shut it.
wrist and just start like flailing a green thing at him and hope that he grabs it.
I'm gonna try. I'm
Okay.
gonna say, here, take
I
this.
have
It's
good
for the green
perception.
room.
Yes, you do.
But I would
The
like
distance
to
you had
take-
between each other, did you just
I
get
ran
It's
past? Okay, right,
fine.
5
She's
frames.
gonna
Okay.
die. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty
It's
easily.
fine. She's gonna die.
Are you just
anyway.
grabbing it?
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Okay. It takes nothing to grab something.
And
as
it's the
you
green liquid, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
grab past,
I'll-
and you see within the vial there's
Do I have like a
green
little
liquid.
pocket I can put it
Little
into maybe?
fire
From your
zone.
plate mail?
Fine.
Not really. You could
Okay.
just tuck it
Scoop
into
up
your
green
shirt. under
Sure,
your
I'll
plate
do
mail.
that.
Toilet.
And just
Um,
hope it doesn't break.
But
Yep.
yeah, I'm keeping my focus on
Yeah,
that.
maybe I'll.
That's a.
Ooh.
I will say for the most part,
Yeah,
all you
some
guys have like
flush
a
away.
pouch or a satchel of something.
Okay, I'll put
So you
the.
have a satchel is what we kind of
Whew. Yeah, I'll put the green one in there.
into your satchel.
Yep.
You're
Okay.
fucking giant.
I'll
You can
try.
use an action to dash.
Your fault.
It's
I
tonight.
did.
Oh,
I
okay.
want 50
It's pretty
feet.
cool.
Gotcha.
It's
All
Because
right.
I had to go
fault I'm
around.
trying to
Yes,
solve
that
the
was 50
puzzle.
feet.
Your fault.
Couldn't
Couldn't
Night.
see past Liam.
Now you're good.
Well,
and
and
then.
Well, if you don't like my dice,
Let's
why
go
don't you
bonus
bring your
action.
own?
I know.
You were fine.
I lost.
You can't
somewhere.
Bonus
complain
action, I'll
about
do
my
nothing.
dice if you don't have your own.
All right. Free action to say something if you wanted to Aneth or something like that when you were passing by.
I'll get both red and green.
You're just shouting that into the air.
Sure.
And Kelsian is like not in your side.
Okay, I'll do that and then I'll laugh again.
Okay.
Don't laugh.
Kier.
You're
I,
the one to
Kelsian is
talk.
like freaking out, trying to wipe away, and he has like a rag along with this purple liquid.
Kelsion's got this well in hand, it seems. I'm using my item interaction to pull out the umbrella and unfurl it. And I'm running along the hall with
love
like
that you were
my
penguin
umbrella
in this.
on one side of me.
You're like the penguin to Batman.
Yeah,
Right now.
using my action to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
You run in there, and you thought you kind of heard SAAKA in here, but there is no sign of her.
As I'm running, when I get like to the end of the hall, I'm using my talk, whatever, saying, I got green.
I have not rolled above it.
Do you have the
water for it?
Started.
Aneth speaks
I'll
up.
figure it out.
1 through 10
Aneth
stays
speaks
on
up.
the
I'm going to
above
take.
that.
I'm going to use my
I
free
know,
action
it's
to reply
nice.
to you.
Would have
Okay.
done.
Saedric has the green water.
I didn't roll them.
I didn't
Do not put your hand in there.
I'll figure it out.
Do not put your hand in
Don't
there.
put your hand in there.
You're too
I'll
weak.
find out what you two did. You two will be in trouble.
What's up?
My evil black dice that has never failed me before is failing me tonight, and these two are starting to laugh maniacally at me. They have done something to my dice, and I will figure out what they did.
They sacrificed a dove to curse your dice.
You don't know this, but we all had a campfire circle ritual.
I was going to say we had a seance to curse your dice.
Understood. Well, I did that as well, and so I think they equal each other out.
We sacrificed more
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All the
Definitely more
cats.
Ate some of our blood.
And baby seals.
Okay.
Baby seals. That was difficult to
So,
find.
what
baby
is
seals.
Care? Are you beginning to work
That's
at
why
this
it's a-
statue now?
I used my action to dash to get there.
Gotcha. So never mind. So you're there. You're looking around. Sokka's
Yeah.
not in this room, and you have no idea.
There's not a whole lot I can do at just the moment.
Maybe she's invisible. Maybe she just left this room and you didn't
Who
notice.
cares?
Figure out and get there.
Exactly.
Okay. Top of the round. Kelsey.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
Snake.
So by the end of the turn, the statue would be completely cleaned off, I believe.
Yes, you had made enough of an effort. So by the time it's your turn again, you look, flash of light. You like squint, you cover your eyes for a second. Everything seems to be good.
I guess just clear off the rest of the things.
Okay, I don't figure
So-
out a way to just try and just give me water. I don't figure out a way to get to the green water and I'm
Actually,
myself.
let me double check something
Okay,
real quick.
kindness. Grab this water skin. I'll grab your tail. If it gets really bad, I'll let go.
What's your dex? What's your dex? No, you.
No, I have awful dex.
So I'm not gonna throw it to you.
Menagerie gets lost in toilet. See you next session.
You're at the bottom of the toilet with kindness and a water skin flush down to you.
All
Yeah,
the
do
water
shield
skins,
wall.
yeah.
Water
They're in
skin.
the bottom with me.
That's how we write Cedric out of this, is that Cedric just doesn't touch it and everyone else gets sucked into a toilet.
He just leaves. Goes back out to the graveyard.
I did it.
They all got flushed away. I'm gonna go now. He takes the hot rod car.
Lives his best life.
And just goes to Repton with a cool cart with hot rod blades on it.
Craziest past 3 months.
No, that was like his weird college trip.
Yeah.
Spring
Holy
break.
crap.
The spring break trip.
Okay. This intern.
So movement to there.
Yeah. Of course, sorry.
Action to.
So you run up past Aneth and you see Aneth just like, because once again, you're not really closing your eyes. You're
Yeah,
keeping them
I
mostly
have my
covered.
hands over so I can't make direct eye contact with her, but I can still see her.
Your turn goes
Okay.
before mine.
So as you're like looking, you see the purple tiefling just sprinting past you, looking at you. Are you two sharing words, doing anything?
Not that I know of, because I'm about to.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we're having a conversation.
Wow, was that trout?
As you pass by, just kind of as quick as possible, I say, Cedric has green going to red. Care needs green. Go get green.
Okay, so
Great.
before I do that,
Twister.
action to cast Bless, and I should have line of sight on
Toilet swirls so fast that they.
On.
You do from this angle.
Yep.
So Care.
Care,
Yo.
Cedric, and.
Aneth?
I just got that.
But yeah, Aneth.
Okay. Aneth.
Thank you.
Care. Cedric, you are blessed.
Unfortunately, you probably would have taken mine if you hadn't failed a strength
I'm
save.
too stubborn to fail.
Thanks.
So, normally
And
Bless
as
is
you
like
ran past.
a divine
You should tell me
guidance.
where's my
Do I feel like divinely mischievous?
So as you stand there,
Is he
for a
rude?
sudden you feel like this flare of energy, this excitement that just kind of runs over you. Like adrenaline is truly kicked in for you all of a sudden, or it's been amped. You just feel like, woo! Just sitting here all of a sudden. 50-year-old you has not felt this amped since a long time.
We just want to go trick people for some reason.
I feel like I'm 40.
No,
He goes and buys himself a new car and drives out to a beach and
Wait, aren't you
rethinks
40?
his life.
55, dude.
He's so energetic that is during little days and Coil can just
Midlife crisis.
No,
Look at
Coil
Dale.
can just heal his joints
Okay.
snap.
And so that was movement, action, bonus action. I'm going to cast another first level spell. I'm going to cast Command on the Spirit.
Okay, by the way, as you ran past, and if you notice the spirit look from her, and her eyes went up at you.
Yes.
Well, good thing I don't need line of sight for this spell.
What is it?
Command.
Wisdom?
And, yep, wisdom save.
7.
Yes. And I'm going to just say to flee.
Okay. So you see that as he stands behind you, flee. As he draws this rune into the air, it almost looks like a frowning or scared mask of a mannequin, and he pushes it out to the spirit, and as it hits the spirit, it all of a sudden looks frightened of Kelsion.
But don't we have to set her free?
Not when she's staring over our shoulders.
Well, how are we gonna find her if she runs away?
She'll come back.
I mean, she's singing pretty
Okay.
loud.
Okay.
From your turn, Anna. It is no longer looking at you. It is looking at Kelsion, but looks frightened.
Okay. Is she making an attempt to flee, or is she just kind of like?
She looks like she's getting ready to like turn and just glide away.
In that case, let's see what I can do.
Actually, with my mushroom.
I wonder.
And it just ends after her turn. Correct?
Yeah, it's one round.
I forgot to do a round last time.
Oh well.
She'll get 2 turns.
Okay.
She'll catch you. So she'll run away and come right back.
Can she just spend both turns fleeing?
Okay. I'm gonna use
one round,
my
not a turn.
sprint.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my sprint. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15. Snatch the green bottle away from him.
Actually, you wouldn't have seen it because even like seeing him in passing, you wouldn't have seen what he'd done. As far as I know, he threw the green one into his satchel. So you look, and he is no longer carrying a green vial. He is running with his water skin again, I believe.
What do you want?
So you
Can I have
catch
the
up,
green
and
back?
he's just there.
Can I hand it to her? That's the thing. Is
Okay, so I'll say that this will be your action, more the fact that you're like running up and you're like, give me the vial. And then he's like, it's in my pack. So the two of you together are like wrestling around until you grab it out of the vial. So that will be your action, but you now have it.
Okay.
Because it's more of like, what are you doing in your 6 seconds?
Can I take a bonus action to make it into here?
You're a rogue. You can absolutely do that.
Yes. 5, 10, 15,
Bonus action
20.
dash.
I am now here.
Running in
I'm
on like cartoon dust cloud following behind her, you see that she is holding a small green vial in her hand, is like uncorking it.
when I get it uncorked.
As you are like thinking about putting headphones into it, you look and you see it, and there's a oh thank God as you recoil your
You're like
snake.
the head math, like.
All the math equations.
Aneth looks you dead in the eyes and is like, "Do not touch the water," and then pours it onto the.
Okay, so I will say that yours will probably take more than 1 round. But you doing that and care can help assist you quicken this pace.
I was gonna say I begin it.
Sure thing. From there, DATH'TAN.
That was completely cleaned.
Yes.
So
At this point, you guys do see that there's like a light that is coming from these 2 left wall
action
rooms.
dash to get there.
Sure thing. You run in. Paul's like bouncing on your shoulders this entire time,
Just with the vial.
holding onto your horns.
Just gonna shove my entire hand at you.
You are resistant,
Yep.
so you are not burning your hand. As you stick your hand. So this is just your entire turn once again.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
quickly.
Just spraying over it. There's like a heat and a instant mist that comes from pouring it right onto a cool statue. Steam immediately starts rising. And as it trickles back down into the water, you begin to help wipe it down while you're still pouring the red hot liquid onto the statue. You guys are doing excellent right now. I'm a bit frazzled. Okay, after you're done. Well, it would be Saaka's, but Spirit didn't take his turn last turn, so it's going to take 2 turns very quickly.
It doesn't need to take a turn.
His turn ends, turns around,
Sorry.
it sprints down until it stops and turns, not looking angry, but just one eye continuously beginning to cry yet again as it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Kelsion.
Hopefully this believes I'm persuasive and doesn't hurt me.
As it shines up to you, you see that its hands move all the way down its face until it like drags and elongates its face looking at you. And you hear the words, "I'm sorry." I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm faced that way.
I know you are.
Shitty.
She's within 5 feet of you. And you feel a cold hand touch your shoulder.
Damn, I should have blessed myself.
You're a cleric, you're fine.
Wisdom should be your thing.
Yeah, but we
though.
had a barbarian that failed a strength throw.
It's not my shiny number.
So, 23?
Yes, you succeed. As you begin to turn to the voice, feeling persuaded, you stop, freeze, and just turn away and close your eyes. And the hand just releases. End of his turn. SAAKA.
I'm in a toilet.
You find yourself floating. Dark, pitch black water, and as you open your eyes, you instantly close your mouth, although there's still water within it. You look around, and you seem to be in that of a deep swamp. You look up, and you see that there is a light above at the water. You look down, and there's another one below. Looking around, you see a water skin. What looks to be several remains of different sets of skeletal bones. Weapons, pieces of armor, journals and books, even what looks to be wooden children's toys out here. As you are wading in this thick muck of water, you see 2 options below the buff. Where are you going?
Oh boy. So am I like? I will. Well, number one, can I rage now? Please. For the love of goodness gracious. Can I please
It
rage?
is more of for survival instincts. You feel your adrenaline pump through more than you're angry, but you feel the adrenaline beginning to run into you yet again, and you are raging as you are wading in water right now, trying to think of your options.
So where's the water skin at?
Water skin is probably like 6-7 feet away from you, off to your right.
And is it floating kind of above or
It
below?
is slowly just floating up.
Slowly floating up. Like it's floating up.
It is floating up above you. You are pretty much in a stasis in the center of this. There is a light, clear light above you, almost like a natural water break, and then there is a small light below.
How far down is it?
Both distances seem to be roughly 50 feet.
Can I grab the water skin and then go down?
Grab. You're at half speed,
Okay.
so you have 5 more feet of movement.
Okay.
So you swim 5 feet down. You can use your action to dash.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you're now 20 feet down. Moving past. CAEDRIK. Or, my bad, COIL. You are pretty much Harley Davidson the green tiefling using his horns as you're riding on his shoulder.
You hold on to the horns.
What exactly is the creepy ghost lady doing?
We are in the
You looked over and she was having her hand on Kelsion's shoulder and he was slowly turning, but then you ran into a room and you see that DATH'TAN is quickly getting more, it is this red water. As he's getting the red water and pouring it over the statue and wiping it down as well, he's kind of talking to himself under his breath in panic tones.
I'm gonna use my action to cast Mage Hand to help him, and I'm gonna.
Okay. Between the two of you, once again, by the end of both your turns, a third room.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration out.
Sure, I can allow that. What do you say to him?
I'm just gonna pat the top of his head a couple of times.
For some reason,
Good
this
luck,
strange patting and like almost dragging pets through your hair of this
Well, it's like
soft furred tabaxi is calming, and you feel like you're going to be able to do this and get through it. From Coil
I don't like that music either.
to say it.
I see that the red one's done. Well, in that case, I'm just going to.
Yeah, as you get to the door, you see that DATH'TAN and Coil are finished, and they turn and look at you as the white light flashes in this room.
Whatever.
The detailing of the rolling filigree is much more detailed and much more seeable than within your dark vision.
I will just face the wall and hold my action.
Okay, you see CAEDRIK DATH'TAN go, and he stands there.
I'm just
looking
gonna
at
wait
the
here.
wall.
You know when I told you that you were in timeout? The timeout ended after the spell ended, right?
I'm just gonna wait there until.
Okay, Karen.
Okay, I'm assisting ANETH clean this.
Okay. As she has begun pouring, you take like corner of your overcoat, wipe it over, give her a few seconds to keep pouring, wipe it over. The flask doesn't have a ton, so by the time it's done, you're almost finished, and you realize that you may have to stick your hand in this bowl just even a tiny bit, just to splash on the last bit of water.
I have 2 water skins. I can sacrifice one for this cause.
Okay. Between the two of you, this one is also finished. White light flashes.
Sorry, Nate, your water's gone. I'm sorry. I used my water.
Be a good dad.
Okay. As this fourth one finishes, you see that she stops. The spirit looks around at the floor, the walls, the torn and faded banners. It just covers your eyes, and you hear soft weeping.
You're supposed to say something to her.
There's a rhyme, but I don't know the rhyme.
There's a rhyme.
Shine your flashlight
What did the door say? I don't know.
Combat has technically ceased.
Yeah.
She has stopped doing anything.
You gotta figure out the rhyme.
Is this surrender?
Okay.
So, I believe so.
You all slowly poke your heads out of the room.
So,
Within a few span of seconds, SAAKA, you reach this bottom light, and it seems to almost be just this thin tunnel. Too thin for you, yet
Oh boy.
you feel like this is
What are you saying there, Jaron?
how you...
Yeah, gee.
That
yeah,
this
exactly.
is like a hole maybe 1.5 feet wide, which is a big buff
Excuse
Half-Orc.
you? She is muscular and
1.5 foot wide muscular? That doesn't sound muscular.
sorry.
She's tone, not muscular.
Explains where she feels the strength.
Yeah.
Sorry, Barbarian. Do your job.
No problem. What are you doing?
Okay.
And there's no way that I can. Oh, okay, yeah.
As you like test, put the flask in there and let go, it shoots out and you grab onto it. But it feels like this is almost a torrent. Just something that is shooting and pushing back.
So I like. So I let the flask go and it just was gonna like vacuum
As you
it
put it
out.
down, it shot it back out and you grabbed onto it.
I guess I gotta go up then. Cause
You
Just
could
try
attempt to
to-
force your way into this.
Wait, so you said it's only a foot. Can I even get?
It shot you out, apparently.
It is magical.
That is true. I guess I'll do one of those things where it's just kind of like stick your leg in, and you stick your other leg in, and then you try to shimmy
Make
your
a
way.
strength
I was
check.
gonna say you're shooting in.
Shimmy your way
Redemption?
in.
Like trying to squeeze into the
Your rage
key
dropped
I've
because
worn
you
in
were not
10
attacked
years.
or attacked anything. So you can go into rage again.
Yes, please.
Okay, advantage.
Angrily shimmying into the
That's an 18, right?
Okay.
With advantage
Yeah.
if you want it.
Wait, if I okay.
If you
You don't have to take it. It's just
So 18 plus 5. You said just regular strength check or strength save?
strength.
It's 23.
Care.
Okay.
As you're sitting there and you hear this soft weeping, you begin to take a step out before you hear. And you see the large arm and head of SAAKA as the other one comes out. And comically, like from this small hole, this large half-orc forces her way out and exhausted. And I will say, from the space that you had to crawl through, you ended up taking 14 points of damage total of just having to squeeze yourself through and crawl through
broken
this,
bones.
yeah, this firing pressure of water pushing against you. You're lying on the ground, soaking wet,
Really,
holding a water flask.
really need to lay off the elk jerky.
So upon seeing that SAAKA has returned and is alive, like, not touching her just in case that stuff has even more properties we don't know about, I'm like, ah, so that's where you went. Are you fine?
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
When I hear this, I try to whisper so you don't hear it, but these go ahead and sigh.
I got his water skin.
What do the rest of you do?
So.
What is the second part of this, KELSION?
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to go at least get Care and see
Does the room in front of
see
you
if you
look
would
any
confirm
different?
with me that I
Besides the glowing statue?
I believe we speak the right
Each one of these
side
rooms?
door lines
Nothing else has
to
changed.
this entity. I believe that's what we do.
Okay, so the green and red
Explain
ones.
this theory to me.
So, the left door says, "The right rhyme will bring me my last dance. Speak the words to me, but don't let me catch your glance." The only other rhymes we have are maybe the ones above the fountains, but the left door also.
We have to pick the right
Well, the
one.
left door also
It could also
says
mean correct.
the right waters will cut my ties.
That's what I meant. We have to pick the correct.
Cut my strings once and
So
for
I
all.
think
I think the one about freeing the bird may be the correct choice. Perhaps.
we could go with that.
I think it being right and it being right are two different things in this context.
That's
It's
a good
worth
one.
a try. What's she gonna do?
Satyr says, still staring at the wall.
I'm not staring at the wall.
Okay.
So if you want, I don't remember it off of memory. If you have it,
So I've been like writing them down as we go along, but they're like the concated versions, they're the short.
I can read them out to you all again.
Yeah,
Sure thing.
because if we're gonna actually say it again,
Just go look at it.
gotta get the right words.
yeah.
Sure thing.
I need the book, not the cliff notes.
I exclusively write in cliff notes.
The red one.
Okay.
Red as blood, hot as fire. Be purified by might and desire. The gem blue. Growing light with nature's light. Let us heal unwanted blights. The green water. Within forest green we prance and play. Let us free you till your dying day. The deep purple water. As dark as the heart of men, maybe with this, you will see them all again.
Because the Freebird one was the left door, not a part of any specific room. So it
I
might.
guess I exit out into the main hallway. I'm not sure. I would go with the as dark as the heart of men one, but perhaps.
Thinking the green one.
The green one is to your dying day, and I believe that has long passed.
I feel like it's the purple one.
So we can try the purple one. Do you want to say it or me?
I address the creature standing in the hall. As dark as the hearts of men. With this, maybe you will see them all again.
As she sits there, crying softly, the crying stops. She floats. This time, instead of hearing the sound of walking, it's as if she is actually now floating in the air. You can hear the heels click on the ground one more time as she hovers and right into the center. KELSION, you have to like move out of the way so she's not in, like passing through you. She lands right in front of Care and reaches out one hand, looking down to it.
Like, as a handshake or pointing or what?
A hand extending out for you to take.
Hey, take my hand.
Palm open out towards you.
I look at you, KELSION, and I point at Care, and then I take the hand.
Care's on DATH'TAN.
No,
So-
it's yeah, COIL.
Coil's
COIL.
Take care of me.
Take care of me.
As you reach out and take the hand, she reaches out for the other one, still looking at her hand and not you.
Oh, she's gonna have me dance, and I'm really bad at that. I am going to take the other hand. Like, okay, you need to dance. I danced in my 30s. What did I do? Do they dance different back then?
CAEDRIK, you got guidance?
Guidance me, I'm going to dance.
I kind of want to see how this goes.
Can I cast
Sure.
for a conspiration?
Why not?
Yes, please, God, yes.
I smack him on the ass. And do some hey, you got this, tiger.
What?
And what do you do?
Bust out
Bard.
disco, baby.
How do you inspire your bard?
I'm gonna bust out my mandolin and start playing a little ditty.
Oh.
Okay.
And it's like the kind of music you hear in a ballroom.
Okay. Like this, but a mandolin.
Okay, maybe not that.
It pulls out a trumpet.
Coil pulls out a trombone.
As you take her other hand, her eyes look up and meet yours. The tears have stopped. Instead, this beautiful woman gives you a smile. What you all witness is the two. Go ahead and roll a performance.
Okay, so
Bardic Inspiration and Guidance.
what's the story with my cards? I haven't used them at all, and I don't know what.
You haven't pulled them today, so
I
if
haven't
you
pulled
want
them
to.
today. All right, I feel like this is the time to pull them. Make sure I have something in my back pocket. Just in case.
Foresaw dancing with a ghost.
I foresaw dancing with the ghost.
Big money, big money.
I foresaw a music video in my near future. It's a 9. That's a 12.
Are you gonna roll? Or take the 6? The 9.
You got a 12.
I take the 12
Yeah.
because that's statistically higher than the average, and then I'm gonna roll.
A D6 and a D4.
What do you add?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I don't think he has much for performance.
Do you have charisma?
I have a little charisma.
Enough to get by.
Plus 3, so 15 plus a d4 plus a d6.
You might actually make this out alive.
So that's an 18. Where's a d4? I can use? Thank you. 19.
19.
Why did you make me do it? I have a plus 10. Because I had no idea. As soon as I took the first hand and saw that the second hand was outstretched, I'm like, oh, this is dancing. It's too late for me to back out.
We also don't want to see a child dance with a ghost.
Yeah. That's a little,
What you both witness, all of you,
Ghost lady, can you be my mom?
is the two of them both taking turns and taking lead to being just the follower of the steps. Both of them swaying back and forth to being twirled to extending out and being pulled back in. Kier surprisingly looks like he has done this more than once, as he to and fro sways with this beautiful woman who, for the first time, you don't see haggard face, tired movements, or sad eyes, with joy, smile.
You sly dog!
A bird set free. For several minutes, this continues on.
So he's like playing a melody, right?
A melody is being played behind, similar to the one you hear now.
I kind of just like, Satyr just kind of like hums along a little bit.
And by the end, with a smile, you see that this ghost steps forward and kisses Kier on top of the head before
I shield his eye.
disappearing in a cloud of mist. The door sways open at the end of the hall.
There's still more.
I'll be super real. This is not what I had in mind.
what were you like in your 30s?
Is that really a question you want the answer to?
Kier, you realize that your worries were spoken aloud.
I would tell you I had more hair, but that would be a lie.
When we do a flashback session, it's going to be him with an afro.
It was back when he had
It's
a
a
little
crazy
more,
time in the 80s.
It's a mullet.
It was back when he had a little more slither in his step.
Aw.
Oof.
Oh.
Sorry. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Mwah. Good night, everybody.
So, what are you all doing?
I'm good to continue.
I'm continuing now.
I get up from the ground.
Are you finally get up?
You were on the ground the entire time?
You didn't really know what was happening.
Nope.
You just heard music playing and people kind of making commentary on the side.
Did you guys do it?
Yep.
I walk
And we're all
over to
traumatized.
you, and I just slap it on your chest.
This, like, sewn together leather and,
Oh, man.
like, made of potato sack water skin is just drenched in this disgusting green sludge.
I just open it and just start dumping it out.
She's still out of breath, and she's like, "You owe me."
You can always just go clean it in the blue one.
Nah.
That's one thing we
I want to
haven't done.
check
We
my.
haven't
Can I
mixed
pull
them
my
yet.
gauntlet off and check my hand?
How about no?
Sure.
What's going on with my hand?
It seems to be at the same status.
Okay. There's a flower, right?
There's a small wooden knot with a pink flower beginning to grow from it.
SAAKA, do you need healing?
Possibly not dire.
I'm gonna take out
But I'm
Blackman's
okay.
file and hand it to SAAKA.
I'm actually not terrible. I still have more hit points than Care.
It's a burn.
Kier takes the file and drinks.
While staring you dead in the eyes, knowing I don't get any health back from this.
Okay, so are we having a marching?
Same exact order as before, question mark?
If you want to take the lead, I can take the lead.
How about you take the lead?
Or why not?
So, KELSION first, who's following?
I'll go next.
I know the wizard was in the back. Coil.
I'll put
I'll stick with the wizard.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna be back here,
Yeah.
and then SAAKA will be right in the middle.
Yep.
Alright. So, perception checks for those who want it as you continue.
One use down on Monkman's file, but it's refilled.
Alright, sweet. You, instead of another stairway leading down, it is just a straight, featureless, arched tunnel, same shape as the door. As you begin walking, it takes a few minutes, but you finally are led into a final resting place. Perception checks, please. For those who are rolling.
I
Oh. Up to 3 people,
25.
25. 23. And CAEDRIK just rolled.
25.
25. Nice. And DATH'TAN, where are you in the line?
I'm second.
Okay.
Wait, what did you roll? Like actual dice?
What?
What did you roll?
20 and plus 5.
So natural 20. Cool.
But you can't crit on the skill check.
As you enter, it is simple overall. Large room, it's cubed in its shape, extending a few hundred feet end to end. The now familiar uneven cut stone is cold against your feet as the stone like marble has fell away. For what is used to in this category. In the center of this large room is a cone structure of stone that sits as a large mound. A carved-in staircase running right up the front of it. You are 40, 50 feet away from it, but you're standing right at the front as well, from this entrance. It reaches to a flat, circular top, where you see a single stone coffin lying there. It is another lying statue carved on the lid. It is another coffin of stone. A massive brazier hangs in chains up above. From the roof, several different angles, chains just dangle and hold on to this large, black iron brazier. No fire is burning in this dark room, however. This has gone out a long time ago. This place looking massively untouched, a place undisturbed. Nothing else.
Suki time.
Is there fuel within the braziers, or are they?
It is just one massive one hanging from the ceiling from chain. So you would have to be like up above to see.
Kindness.
Throw a boa constrictor. It's like throwing fire hose.
How far is it above us?
He eats kindness with cat.
From the floor to the ceiling, you
This is
estimate it's
elastic.
roughly 100 feet.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. If you were up on this cone structure, it would probably be closer to like 60 feet away, as it's about a 40-foot staircase.
Who wants to cast yeet on my snake?
Sure.
Maybe the
No.
Barbarian.
So what's on like the cone structure? That's where the actual.
So it is like a
sarcophagus
cone mound in the center of this large cube room, and there's a staircase running up it, and it is just a flat circular top.
Okay.
From there, there's a coffin line.
Yep.
No, don't worry about it.
It's a bug.
Oversized mosquito.
Mosquito eater.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It looks the
They're the
same.
good guys.
We are protected.
It's good until it comes near me, then it goes squish. That's the rule.
Besides that, it's just like smooth sides.
Do we really have to do anything in here?
I think we have only one way to go.
Up the stairs.
My legs are still like. I don't want to walk those stairs.
Then stay down here.
Have one of the big ones carry you.
I'm not being carried, young lady.
I'm not gonna carry him.
I'll stay down here with you if you want.
Okay.
I don't need to go up there.
I didn't ask you.
I told him.
I don't think she will either.
That's true. She gets a pass. She just returned from the Shadow Realm.
How was the Shadow Realm, Lyra?
Yes. Do tell us what was down there.
Do tell us the tales of the forbidden toilets.
Cedric is hiding
It's dark.
hysterical laughter. He's trying so hard not to just break out into it.
They spoke Portuguese.
Is that what happened?
She went down to Brazil. It's fine.
Oh god, no.
Oh.
Ah!
Okay. How was the elemental plane of slime?
It's dark. So dark. No. It was full of
Poor
bones
Brazil, they didn't
and
do
armor
anything.
Surprisingly, I think this is one of the most successful.
green stuff.
Well, that's pleasant.
I can't believe
Now,
this
you
could
guys
go
were
down
being
as one of you guys'
pillaged,
most
right?
progressive sessions ever.
Yeah.
Did you see anything
Next session,
sentient
Menacre
down
goes to
there?
Carnival.
I did just a lot of bones and armor.
We should make our own
And
float.
surprisingly children toys.
Oh, that's not good.
could just
Did
be
you
the hot
happen
rod
to get a
for a
sample of any
The
of this?
menagerie overthrew was a big thing.
I got his water skin.
He poured it out.
That's his fault.
We go to
Okay.
Carnival
I
first.
don't-
Well, I'm not
We're
going
going-
to go risk my life again to get another sample.
Wait, she's
We're
probably
going
really
back to
drenched
the-
with her elbow. She's like, wait here, and she squeezes
Taking
out.
some of her hide, she
Yeah.
does manage to squeeze out a tiny bit, but it's more like sludge than water.
I was gonna
It is
say, I
like
have my
floppy,
empty
green,
vial.
mossy
I'm gonna
mess.
try to catch
Really
it.
here.
Yeah.
Alright,
It is like it is just sloppy, mossy mess.
Okay.
Like a sludge that misses the potion and hits your hands.
I'm like,
as this is all happening, Cedric just like sees that they're just kind of like standing.
Mhm.
He's just gonna start walking upstairs.
Okay.
Sing that
Uh,
all
But
up.
maybe let's
I was
not
gonna
let
say,
him.
I noticed and
So the
begin
two
to
of you-
follow
Yeah.
as well.
I'm gonna head up with them.
I'll go
Kelsion's
to.
following. Unlike all other graves, tombs, anything like that, this one has a name on both the side of just the foot of it and at the head of it. As you walk up, it is facing just north and south of it.
Mm-hmm.
The name Lord Raven is found on the foot and head of the stone casket.
Raven?
Raven.
Didn't we have to like set him free too or something?
Yeah, we said
Dude,
his
have I
wife.
heard that? Have I heard that name?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay.
And this is wife is
It's like,
Natural 20. So 21.
In the first founding of Nelkaio, you get this little, I did my history. Lord Raven was a man who owned land from the nameless graveyard, which is where you stand now, in the bottom of it, all the way to the Mystocks, even to the Careman's estate. So he essentially owned all the western border of Totar,
Okay.
or at least what it used to be called. However, he was not essentially a good lord. He devoted no time or energy to his people within his lands. Instead, he would do what was simply easiest to him, kicking out accused without trial, accepting bribes from the powerful to meek in many different ways, having people undeserving put to death when they do the simplest of sins. This changed, you remember, when a stranger arrived to his lands. It is said that this stranger came from a outside land of elves. He himself still being a human, yet raised by them. He saw Raven's ways as inexcusable and far beyond imperfection, but evil. So he fought the power of Raven, facing the Lord's men, and even going and fighting Lord Raven himself, driving him out from his own land and freeing the people of poverty. Raven died, ashamed and alone, away from his land. But before he did, he left some things in his will. That all his riches that he had managed to take with him when he fled, to be used to build a graveyard, and that he be put. as what you remember now of Arenda from this very successful history check, she was simply a victim of rape. She was written back and forth, as you remember, as a accused, knowing victim, or even someone who enjoyed the torment Raven brought to others. However, as you are now standing in this catacomb, seeing that broken spirit, you think otherwise. That she may have just simply been another prisoner.
So I I recall this from chapter 12 of my textbook in history when I was young, and I try to relay as best I can what I remember about this story, being from this area and probably having to learn about it. Maybe makes sense.
Sure. You do look and you see from hearing this that his carved statue is kinder. The stone body atop the lid reveals an older man, long, splayed-out hair with closed eyes, a large smile to his face, a thick cape and regal clothing, with a crown, resting peacefully. No item, weapon, or really anything to detail his hands as they are crossed along his
is it open?
breadbasket. No, it is just the carved statue on top of the lid.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to call down to where Kara is.
They are just by the entrance.
Yeah.
As for the most part, this cone takes up to get past it, you would have to get up on just the smooth side and walk around to reach the other half.
I want to just try to call over to him and ask him to send kindness over to cast Identify Through, since I know he doesn't want to walk up the stairs.
This is the ultimate laziness.
Eat the snake.
The snake can also move. You don't have to throw the snake.
Just throw it everywhere.
I'm weighing between, that's really funny. I appreciate that thought, Kelsion. I'm not that old yet. I think I'm fine. And I'll walk up the stairs myself and attempt to cast Identify on the
He does that in character, by the way.
the grave tablet to see if this is enchanted at all.
As you take the time to cast it, the others just waiting. You finish the casting. There's no magic on this stone casket.
I'm assuming this is just his grave.
It's clean of magic as far as I can tell.
I'm assuming we've already set free the person we have to, right?
I believe so. I just wanted to make sure that there was no other anchor.
Yeah. And now I know what's down here.
I will say that you casted it on the stone casket. It's not like a pulse, it is just on the thing. There could be something within it. But as for the outer, there is no light magical thing.
I think the
Open
idea
up
was
a
to see
little
whether the casket itself was trapped or magical.
Sure, there is no magic sense on this stone coffin.
We shouldn't be agree.
Not grave robbing. I wouldn't say take anything from it. The only other thing would be to identify,
What's
to check
in
the
it?
corpse. Yeah.
Are you're gonna open it? I'm gonna back up a little.
You take the first step down the stairs.
I'm just gonna wait down here.
Falls down.
I turn around and I'll start walking back down to the bottom.
I
Daphne,
see.
are you staying?
Yep, I'm staying.
Let's maybe not mess with this corpse.
Are you coming up the stairs?
I am standing at the base of the stairs with my hands on my
Calling.
hips,
Okay.
maybe we shouldn't do this. Did you think about it?
This is not something you want to do, but go drinking weird things from weird fountains is something you want to do.
I can
Hey, you
trust
fell in
my
one.
immune system. I cannot
That.
trust a possibly malevolent
We opening
spirit.
While
Who
this
has been
conversation is taking
trying
place,
to
I've already put the backpack
To
on the
let
ground and
us
I
come
pulled out a
down
crowbar.
here to
Okay.
free his wife.
I just wanted ask anyone
We
else
did
if
our
they're
job.
okay with
Strength check.
We're done. You're covered in sludge. Let's go.
What's
just
new?
a smidge.
Give you advantage whenever the crowbar's leverage to be applied.
When Mr. Krabs is like, am I really gonna
So roll
defy
advantage.
this grave?
So roll with
Of
advantage.
course I am.
Huh?
Roll with advantage.
Yes, because
you're
you're
supposed to
using
get
it
the
wrong.
$1 million bucket hat.
You're not using it as an improvised weapon.
How do we free them
Yes.
18.
to upstairs?
He didn't want to be free. He just wanted
I
to
am
be free.
Upon popping open this coffin, how are you just sliding this lid
Just
right?
Like
Okay.
not off of it, just
Halfway.
angling it.
Okay.
So it's still center of balance is still on.
Yes, understood. You put it at an angle. You look and see a decrepit skeletal body of Lord Raistlin. What even remains of this corpse and peeling skin is a dirt brown to black and brittle color. He is completely fallen away. The socketless eyes are where you think they would be, have gold pieces lying within the skull. The clothing has faded and worn, although at one time you might have thought this to be a beautiful set of attire. Clothing worthy of royalty. Nothing of real interest or value seems to be resting with him, except for one thing. A circlet that he wears. A silver metal, small, thin crown that seems to be the design of a twisting, curling, intertwining serpent that meets and has thorns growing out of it.
I heard serpents. I'm all on board.
In the center, where the serpent head is open, there is a milky white, turning, clouded gem that it seems to hold in its mouth, ever moving and twisting energy within it.
So you mind
Lord
identifying?
Raven, it's just give me 11 minutes. I will. Then I put my hand like. On
Please
the
don't
circlet
rob
and
a
start
grave.
identifying it.
We're not. We're
I
trying to
haven't
figure out.
taken it out yet.
I know
No,
you're gonna
don't.
take it.
What
As
are you
you
trying to figure out?
cast,
We're trying to figure out if this is the anchor that's been holding all these spirits here.
Exactly.
as you cast Identify, there is a magical source to it. It is necromantic.
Okay.
There is no real like descript. Oh, this is just the item of curse.
Okay.
Item of curse.
It seems to be holding something that has the base anchorage of raised dead, but
Okay.
something much more sinister and powerful.
See.
And we don't need to be
So,
playing with
if
that.
it's a
Let's
magic
leave.
item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Do I get any sense of understanding as to
If
how
you
I
were
would use
to
this?
use this,
Okay.
you would be wearing
Die.
But do I? But okay. So,
How would we destroy
so
this?
using it is to wear it. But do I know what would happen if I was to wear
Put
it?
the rage stuff
As a
on
result
it.
of Identify, I can throw this phone at you and it will.
Just throw it in here.
Yeah,
I
like
believe
you
you.
did.
I can pull the
No,
same
you-
spell.
no, yeah, I believe you.
Yeet is the verb of
Just
yeet.
hit the whole
To-
coffin and put it in the green.
To
bag.
wear it
Okay.
is to have a 1 mile, always cast it, raised dead.
I think we should probably break this.
Probably.
How about we
Yes.
throw it into one of the
Well, that's cool. We're not
balconies?
gonna rob it. We're just gonna destroy it.
Let's just destroy.
Do we just take it
How?
off him so it is thus then inactive?
I don't
know
think
if
that
that's
would
how that works.
Just
I
break
don't.
it.
Do I feel like, as a result of knowing this, is it active now?
It is working as we speak.
Because I kind of suspected.
Oh, goody,
Just
defiling
take it
graves.
off the
Do I think taking it off the body would make it turn off?
You have no idea.
I take it off the body.
Oh gosh, no.
You stick your hands under it and
Cool.
you take 2 points of piercing
Okay.
as you grab onto the thorns that you thought were for tail, but actually sharp. And you move it from the skull, part of the head just cracking and snapping as you pull up and it falls out. You hold it. The snake in the stone is still swirling, still holding this magical energy as you hold it in your hand now. And there is a flickering light from the top of this cavern for all of you now. So stand and look at it.
Why don't we just go chuck it in the toilet?
That's what I've been
Let's
saying.
just break it, because someone
Sucker.
could find it in the toilet.
Describe to me what an item that was
Do
inside
I
the toilet.
have
There was armor.
Is this a language that I recognize?
It is in your head.
Is
I
this...
told you not to.
Hilariously,
Okay.
it is abyssal.
Ah!
Oh.
You have my rapt attention, good sir.
Have I waited to talk to another? How may I be of service, master?
Oh, so it's sentient.
What are you?
Is he saying this out loud?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. How may I be of service?
I need to temporarily stop this magical effect that is raising the dead here.
It will not
This is the task I need done.
but it would stop all others from serving.
It would serve me more to turn them off for the moment, for I am being rewarded for their dismissal.
But you bring suffering to none.
Remind me again why we're here. So we're here. So the ghost that is above, if I recall correctly,
Yes.
that's actually he's the actual one that wants us to go and free the spirit and
yes.
stop
Yes.
these.
And stop the.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there was this person that came in.
Yes.
I met him.
You
The
Yeah.
person that came
Yeah, that'll
in.
work. Try and just one ring this thing, Gimli. Go for it. Use that axe.
Go for
We're
it.
talking to it.
We,
Just like embed the axe into
Do you
your
want-
head.
Do you want me to
His
like?
warhammer.
Do we have to like break it?
we never figured out who the person was or why they were there.
Correct.
You figure, having intelligence of not negative, the person that you were seeking was probably that self.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
We needn't mess with the crown.
How about we just
And
break the crown?
You
No
would have
more
known,
effect.
considering this is something you guys have now picked up discussion 3 times of tackling. This is probably the thing keeping everyone alive. You've been asked to come down and break this.
Can we handle the repercussions
Can
of
I
what's
smash it?
going to happen
Guess
when
what?
we break
Smash it.
this
No more
crown?
zombies.
Smash it with hammer.
Okay. Okay. Aneth is going to go hide in a corner.
Smash it with hammer.
You tuck yourself
I am
into
going
the
to
furthest corner.
like disguise myself best I can. I am fully prepared for like a monumental blast that comes from this thing when we crush it.
You said this is like raised dead, right?
Yep.
That's the one where they are always evil monsters that hate the living.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds like a thing we should probably not have in this world, as much as it pains me to get rid of a magical artifact.
Aww.
Yeah. No, I'm saying break it. Just be prepared.
He got a new silver sword. How about you break it?
You gonna try to break a thing with a sword?
I just have to break the gem, right?
Regard, you said it's not harming anyone, was your words, yes?
You aren't harming anyone. I wish to bring pain. Is that so hard?
It is clearly evil to break it.
We could help one
Explain.
not my job.
This is not the first time you need to do it.
I bring a certain wisdom
Oh, we do the devil.
Je ne sais quoi.
upon in return. I get to have my turns of fun. We
Blade
get to take turns of doing what the other says. I can give you an army. In return, I'm owed some favor. The last one did not use me to the full potential. I was but a vizier, and he paid for his weakness.
As
Are you
much as I love the magical things of this world and its power, this is not a thing I can control, and therefore I want no part of it. SAAKA described to me the armor that you saw within the pit.
Just
What did
break
the
it.
armor look like?
The armor?
Inside the.
There were several different armor pieces. Each one, some of them had no insignia, probably random follower, random traveler. Others had insignias of things that you have seen, not all of them you know. You've been like, oh, I've seen that around, I've seen that on like a sailor, or I've seen that on a soldier. But you, in your passing travels, have not taken time to be like, hey, who are you? You know that some of them are from the Empire within Altaria. You notice some that were even markings of elven armor or dwarvish. There was no discrimination of the amount of bodies that were in there.
I am going to cast Locate Object on Elven Armor.
Nothing.
I have a resting place for this. It is the source of the dead, and it is powerful in its own right. Therefore, I start walking down the stairs. It is important that we move.
Weak-minded slave.
You are on a corpse. I do not wish to end up like that one.
DATH'TAN closes the coffin.
That's a good thing, guys.
As you hit the bottom of the steps, are you beginning to walk back through the tunnel into the hallway?
Yeah, I've taken the umbrella out over my shoulder. I've put him into just a bag, and I'm like I'm on my way back home from the grocery store. I'm going right to that green room.
I would
You
say
walk
break
into
it
it,
first, then send
The
it.
bright white light shining in this room, in the still outer ring of light with that darkened center.
There was a when I was when I was in there was two lights. I was floating in the middle when I woke up, and there was in that light. There was an upper light. There was a lower light. I dove down to the lower light, and that's where I came up. I do not know where the upper light goes.
We still should break it before we throw it in, but I feel like that is safer than in the crypts.
How about break it and scatter the parts? That way, should they even recover it, they may not be able
One
to
in
fully
each
place it
fountain.
together.
I'm gonna put it on the ground. Any one of the strong folk.
I'd say either CAEDRIK or SAAKA.
I'll let you go first.
Just take turns.
Like the scene in Part 4 where they're all kicking the guy, except it's just each of you with like your weapons.
That part 5 then.
Sorry, Part 5, yes.
You know what? And and he and I'm gonna also.
So are you just like putting this crown on the ground and?
I'm putting it on the crown on the ground in the middle of the green
Yeah.
pool room. Gonna let people go ham
I'll
on
like
it.
tense my I'll like try to loosen my shoulders out a little bit and full force swing on.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength.
Strength check? Okay.
It is a crown on the ground, not moving. If you missed, I would have laughed terribly, but there's no attack. This is auto hit.
15.
Okay. As you swing down and strike it, you get blasted back, and the hammer itself, non-magical, the head of it shatters.
Your hammer's not magical?
As he flies back and hits the ground with a loud
Aneth is outside of the room. I feel like I should state that
Huh.
before I take blast damage.
You
Yes.
look. Head of your hammer is shattered into pieces.
Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Do I have like a satchel or something?
Yeah.
So did it just dust or is it still pieces?
It is not dust, it is in fragmented pieces.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to try to pick up all the
Pick them up, I'll mend it.
I'll pick up all the pieces. Alright, this is for you two now.
You do find the small lightning blue crystal on the ground amongst the rubble.
Okay.
Intact,
Okay.
not broken.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah, if it would kill you.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try to pick up all the pieces.
Okay. You pick it all up along with the crystal.
You said you can mend it?
Yep.
Are any of the other two?
I'll go.
He's gonna use his new fancy sword.
DATH'TAN draws his broadsword, kind of like in a move aside, takes it, goes down for one big stab. Go ahead and make a strength check. Go ahead and add a +1, I believe, for the
Yep.
magical weapon.
22.
As he stabs directly where the crystal is, there is a loud shattering noise and another bright light that shines. You hear, but it dissipates quickly. And as the blaring light ends abruptly, DATH'TAN, eyes closed, looking away, looks down to where he stabbed, and there's just a snapped crown.
This is a little bit of a stretch. It may or may not be a creature. I want to attempt to use Mind Spike to reach into the mind of one creature to see if there is, in fact, a thing remaining, a sapience or something remaining there.
As you point at the shattered crystal on the ground that's more dust than crystal, and then the snapped in half circlet, you cast Mind Spike, and there is nothing.
Okay. Can take one half and leave it here, take the other half with us and take it elsewhere.
Snap each half one more time that we have 4 separate parts. One for each
Building
pool.
the MacGuffin for next campaign. Yes. Let's do it.
I'm just saying.
And the fourth piece is with some assholes. Go find them.
The third one is in the toilet. I'm sorry. Have fun.
Just says in the toilet.
In the toilet. No other description.
The evil guy. No.
The
You'll
third
have to check every toilet in Ithalian.
20 years of climbing through sewers.
The third piece is in the kingdom of sewer rats, people.
Alright,
Shoot, I need to use
sure.
I'm just saying, the more pieces it's in, the harder it is going to be to repiece.
I am going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp to, like, the stones beneath it reach up, form a fist, and just clench it.
As he drops it, it is in tiny little pieces.
That works.
The stone fist just closes, unfolds, and there's probably like 12 pieces.
Hey, do you think you could do the mending thing real quick?
Yeah, I'll go and...
That would take a little bit of
Yeah.
time. You're puzzle piecing your hammer together and then
Yeah.
having it.
Okay.
Well,
So
if
that
it's
would
in
take a
that
few.
many
When we get
pieces,
back to the cart.
How about we just do
double
it?
down it to the...
Let's just do that.
I'll take one piece just to be an asshole to whoever finds it. Like a puzzle?
Yeah.
Like the...
Should we all take one piece?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
it!
take one
We should all
piece.
take one piece and then leave the rest in the toilet.
I was gonna
We
say,
should scatter
I'm
them
gonna
throughout the
pocket
pools.
We
a piece.
totally.
Yeah. I don't
Do
care
it. Okay.
So-
if they don't want me to take a piece,
How many
of
pieces
it.
are
Hand
there?
it.
12
12.
pieces.
12 pieces. 7 people.
7 of us.
This could be bad. You could probably still.
I'll give
reform
1 to
the-
kindness to make it 8. 1 for each pool. 1 for each of us. 1 for kindness. Good. You cannot split that up any further.
Halfway through this campaign, kind of will have a knife to its neck. Like, give me the rest.
He just swallows it.
Anyway, yeah, that sounds good.
I think that's the plan.
Yes.
Sure.
Alright. We all add 1 piece of holy haunted crown of evil bad.
Holy haunted crown.
Of evil
Of
bad.
evil bad. Don't forget that. bit.
Yeah.
Evil bad.
You didn't want us to defile a grave.
I was concerned about what happened to Cedric's hammer happening to all of us standing there.
Yeah, we would have.
We got enough healing.
I would have killed.
Not if both of our clerics are dead.
That's the thing. I wasn't gonna be the idiot that would go and smash it.
That's true. You were just encouraging other
So-
people to.
Yes, because I can go
Imagine.
heal other people.
Okay.
Your mission is effectively done as you throw the other 4 pieces into this dark well.
No, 1 for each pit.
1 for each bit.
Yes.
Okay. Now what are you doing?
I guess we
go
go
back up.
resurface.
I guess we go back up, yeah.
Alright, so taking roughly an hour from the bottom to the top to walk all the way back. You guys walk yourselves out of the large, cracked open door of this massive, stone-piled tomb opening to the catacombs. Arriving here, what feels like ages ago. As you step out, there is no spirit that floats, not to meet you. No moving, shambling corpse. And it appears as you look that the names on the tombstones begin to scrawl themselves in one at a time.
Now we can go grave.
Now we can take
I
the
think
rest
we
of
did
us.
our job.
You see that the stone lid is partially open from the center of coffin.
He said we could take it, right?
Yep.
Did say
Yep,
that's
he said this is
that's the
ours.
stuff I was
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
Walking up to it to see what's
You-
inside.
Yeah.
You push it open, remembering the neat cloak and shield that is left to claim. And as you look in, there is nothing but a note on the page.
The
I
thief.
would like to read the note.
But it's,
It's gonna be Rose.
Left your horses in cart, took the others to go. R.
I knew you couldn't trust it.
I mean, it's better than the cart.
Listen, I should have stayed. I said
It's
I
better
said
than the cart.
We can find the road again.
P.S.
eventually.
See you at the pit.
Well, let's not waste any time then.
Long road ahead of us.
Absolutely. Lots of rest to be gotten.
we can finally take that nap.
Take the cloak and shield and just like
I forgot about
toss it over the shoulder and like
The
start
cloak
walking.
and shield is gone.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
gone.
they're gone. They're gone.
You,
Oh.
you had cast
I take the
identify
imaginary
them.
cloak and shield and start walking towards the car.
These magical items that you had casted identify when you weren't here. The cloak was to help someone glide from a great fall instead of just falling. And the other was a shield that upon striking the shield, you could potentially banish an enemy for a small amount
Would
of
have been
time.
fun.
To the shadow dimension with you, Bronk.
So back to the cart.
Yeah. We're heading back to the cart.
One by one, you arrive. The horses are tied, untouched, unsullied. The cart, still its hot rod self, although still marked up from the accident in the woods.
Did he leave the paint?
Checking. Yeah.
Okay, good.
She couldn't have
You can read.
replanted it.
We can read.
Good, good. I can touch that up.
So how are we getting the cart out of here?
Same way we got
Same
it
way
in.
you got it in.
You guys fix the wheel and the paint can be touched up.
Yeah.
So besides that, it's just a matter of wheeling itself out of here.
On the road again.
As you guys, one by one, saddle up or walk side by side with the carts, who's taking the wheel?
I would not be because I'm going to be in the cart with CAEDRIK trying to repair his hammer.
Okay. So who's driving the 2 main horses?
Who can handle
I think it is Stranger and...
Oh, wait a minute, Brad.
No,
I think
I'm on
Brad,
Brad.
yeah, Brad is...
Brad's a warhorse.
You don't want me to do it.
I'm
on, Brad.
I don't know.
I asked
You
Care.
This is not the top of my mind.
A partial animal,
What's
I
our
would have
usual
really good
rules?
energy. Being raised in the forest, but
Yeah.
I have a +2.
I have a 0.
Oh, I mean
I have a
that's better than
+3.
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah, look,
Coil's
baby.
driving.
Baby
Coil's
drives
driving.
DM.
Naysayer and Stranger.
I have to be in the cart, so can I? Cedric asks if Care, can you and Coil ride on my horse for me so it doesn't leave?
Sure.
I believe that's Holly.
Yeah.
So you get on
I guess
the...
you're piloting
It
the
is
cart.
thinner than the other ones, but it can still maintain you two easy.
You know what's
As-
like 20-year-old white lady gets on a horse and you're like, I don't know how this animal works. It's like that's like what cares.
It is not a riding lizard, what you are used to.
Just like,
It is not quickly slithering or moving across the ground or large and scaly and reptilian. It is a big, muscular animal.
Go forward. No, other forward. Fuck.
Coil's just like, wait a minute, I got this.
I'm gonna lean forward slightly and
He's like
pat
back.
its head slightly before
You are in the lap of Care as he's riding on the horse.
You're like, Dad, let me take it.
Dad, let me take the wheel.
Go ahead and make an animal handling. But who is taking the main reins of the cart?
Me.
I think after I
I'll give
fail
him.
it, I give
I'm
it
gonna
to
give him guidance.
I think I'm gonna take the.
ANETH? Okay.
Anyway.
Anyone, is everyone piling into the cart to just ride, or are people walking alongside?
I'm on
I'm in
my
the
horse,
cart.
so-
Sure, but I'm saying, is anyone actually on foot, or is everyone exhausted and just getting onto the cart?
Take a D4, good man.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to hit the nearest town for a bath for you.
18.
Saaka's used to this.
18?
She's okay.
Holly at
17.
first seems to step back a little bit, but as you pat its neck and rub its mane, it seems to calm and steps forward instead of beginning to move back on Care's strange commands as he curses and sign in.
How come you don't speak abyssal, horse?
As you take the main reins, Naysayer and Stranger slowly, and as you begin to move through this forest, already you can begin to see signs. It is not immediate, but color begins to come back into some of these dead trees, and you begin to see the sprouting of small leaves. The menagerie rides on to their next adventure, slowly heading towards Repton. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Alright.
Thank you all for listening.